Oh, what's up? Welcome to the Inspired Vibes Lounge. This is episode number 182, and I am Adam Choit. What's up? Please like, subscribe. Inspired Vibes Lounge on Instagram if you want to follow there. I'm at Adam Choit. On all the things, adamchoit.com will send you to a link tree for everything else that I'm working on. What's cooking? Is LA burning down? Probably. I'm not sure. I'm not downtown. We'll get into that momentarily. What's up, people in the chat? What's up, Michael Coulter and Forest Mommy and Paul Sibrev, Saw's here, Shannon, who I'm about to introduce in the chat. I go backwards in the chat. That's my thing. In reverse order. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you, Paul. Let's bring in Shannon. She's coming back. Shannon Lee, Cruel Spark on all the platforms. We were just on Off the Rails with Forest Mommy a few weeks ago. So let's reconvene and catch up and talk shit about the world and have some fun. What's up?
Hello. Good evening. Good night. Hello. Good morning, wherever everyone is.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
up
you
late.
for.
I'm up past my bedtime. I know.
Oh, but I keep forgetting that you're not on East Coast time. You're on Central
Nope.
time, despite being in the Panhandle.
In Alabama, Florida, Alabama.
That's what I've been calling. I was going to say that's what I've been calling it. Alabama, Florida. Yeah, comma.
How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm all right. I was saying it's not that late for you. It's 10:30, not 11:30. So I don't have to feel that badly.
No, you shouldn't feel bad at all. It's summer. I don't have to be that productive in the morning. I can be half functional and fake it till I make it.
Yeah, things are good with you.
Oh yeah, everything's good. It's about to storm here. I hear it outside, but
I think I might have just heard it. Did I imagine that, or did I just hear it was a thunder? Did I?
Yeah.
I thought I heard it. Wow. I thought
it's
that
coming down, but no. Yeah, no, it's been a slow start to summer, but the kids are good. They're still alive. What more can I ask for?
Good. You went to a water park that you were talking about that last time. I think worst thing she got to do
that
water park.
was pretty interesting. That was a one and done. I don't think I ever want to go back again, but
really?
My kid thought she'd go by herself she knows like she's not supposed to like leave the group, and she left the group because she wanted to go ride a larger slide that was like next to where we were. So I was like internally freaking out for a couple of minutes, and then we figured out where she was. So yeah, that was fun. Whenever you have a child, yeah, like that I lost her. Yeah. But she wasn't lost. She's like, "Mommy, I knew where I was."
My parents lost me all the time. But maybe I was getting lost. Like, there's a couple of times where they lost me while they were like house hunting and whatever. I was like in the street or something, wandering around. Mostly just in like supermarkets and department stores. I would get lost.
Exactly. I got lost a couple of times. I got lost at the Kennedy Space Center when I was like 4. So I mean, are you even really doing it right if you're not being lost or a time or two? Like, makes us stronger, builds character. So
we lost my grandfather at Epcot Center.
Oh so no, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite park out of all of them.
Usually the kids get lost.
How did you lose them?
Well, China's a big country. It's easier to get. We got lost in China, Didn't speak the language, wasn't able to communicate, I liked Epcot. I remember it. There was
it's my one. Even when I was little, it's always been my favorite park out of all of them.
Is it filled with like propaganda like these days? If I went to Epcot, would I be like, here's a tour of the Rainbow Coalition or whatever? I don't know.
Probably. It's subtle. Like, Disney. They have it's Pride Month, speaking of.
Yeah. I haven't done anything for Pride Month. Is that bad? My roadcaster is very rainbow colored though, looking at my mixing board, all the buttons and stuff. Well, that's very colorful. So I'm supporting. I'm an ally. I'm an ally.
You're an ally?
Yeah.
You're a supporter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Trump took it away. He took Pride Month away.
Yeah.
What did he replace it with? He replaced it with
like Veterans Month.
Did he give the whole month to Veterans Month? Yeah, right? He gave the whole month to veterans. So
What
hey,
kind of propaganda would you like? Would you like your war propaganda, or would you like your Marxist Leninist trans antichrist propaganda? What do you want?
We live in the greatest land of them all. We can have it all. We can have all the propaganda. Why
That's
limit?
true. I wore a 9/11 is gay shirt so far for Pride. Do they have hats? Should I get a hat? 9/11 is
I'm sure
gay.
they do.
Well, that
Well,
confuse people.
that's our
Forest Mommy,
friends.
Forest Mommy, how do people react when you wear a 9/11 is gay shirt? I had my friend he has a not 7-Eleven is gay. He said I think 7-Eleven was an inside job. Might have been his shirt, something like that. Look at Tony with the merch.
7-Eleven.
Yeah. We can
That's
have
insane. We don't have merch and he does. What are we doing wrong?
not having merch, moving slowly through life, failing in multiple areas, growing but failing.
No, not us. We're not failures. Are
I
we?
only wore it on the podcast. Punk Rock Libertarians loved it. Yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
they're great. I love them. Punk
Yeah.
rock libertarians are awesome.
I
They're a cool
commented on
group.
the episode that Forest Mommy was on. I wrote Forest Mommy exclamation points. And I
Was
didn't
it just
watch it.
recently?
I think so. Or I mean, she's been on there a bunch of times, but I didn't see the episode. But I just comment Forest Mommy exclamation points. This dude's like, oh yeah, for her you leave a comment for. What are we? That is one of my favorite things to do, is to go into a chat that she's, or a YouTube show, hers or someone else's, and just pretend the other people are not even there, just for fun. No,
Oh, like
it's
just you. It's just you. It's just you in the chat.
well, just Forest Mommy. We're all here. We're all
Oh,
here for her, for the most
we
part.
are.
Kind of, yeah. Forest. What's up, Courtney? Forest Mommy.
Virus mommy.
Was I doing it exaggerated? When I drink more,
I think
I become. When I drink more, I become a little bit more conscious of it, of the forest, and I'm unable to stop it from happening.
Stop it.
Not that I want to.
You don't want it
Forest.
to end. You don't want it to
No.
stop.
Yeah.
No, so I went to a couple of shows. I hit up 2 concerts within a month's time, so that was interesting. That was pretty cool. Metallica was the latest one. They haven't lost it. The sound was a bit off, but that's probably because it was in a large stadium and I was in the 300s, like I was up high. So they
Yeah.
that was one of the
Stadiums.
complaints that a lot of people have about stadiums and being that far up. But I actually
Yeah.
just found my old set list when I was in, because if you pay $1 million, you can be in the snake pit. That's like right there in the middle of their stage. But you can also win tickets or whatever. But back in the day, I was actually able to score a set list from Metallica's show in
Nice.
1999 in Miami. So I have all
What's
my,
on
I don't know
there?
about you. Oh, like all the classics, like One, Fuel, like Bells, Horseman, Whiskey, Sabatru, Clover, 2x4.
What year was that?
So
You
a lot
said?
of 1999 in Miami.
Nice.
So I don't have, do you have like a random place that you put all your concert tickets, or did you never save your concert tickets?
I have some stubs. I guess I have less stubs now because there aren't stubs. It's
Yes,
everything
I'm
like
so
paper.
mad about that. Mine are currently in my big comfy couch tin, and I have no idea what to do with them all. Like I've got passes, like VIP stuff. Like I just don't know
Right.
what
Put them
to
make
do
like
with
a
them all.
collage and frame it. I think
Yeah.
it display it. If you don't display it, I don't know. There's no other options unless you can put them in a book, like a photo album. Remember those things? Physical photo
What are
albums.
those? What's that?
Printing photos.
No.
You could put them in a thing.
I actually, that was going to be like my one, if I move it, I'll mess up my whole setup right now, but it's actually holding my light that I'm using, but my ring light. But I, as a whatever New Year's resolution, I'm not big on those, but I said I'm going to do better with printing, with developing pictures and putting them in an actual photo album. So I bought the album, I had everything to go, and here we are in June and I haven't even started it. Because I figure, I'd started in January and like little by little. because my daughter made me feel horrible. Like she's got pictures of herself everywhere, but she saw a bin with all my old pictures in it. And she goes, Mommy, where's my pictures in my bin? So I felt bad. I'm like, well, before you, it was harder. Like we didn't have, everything is now electronic and everything is like digital, and it's not how it, she knows it too. She knows like how it used to not like be this like high tech and all that, but you still have your photo albums, do you?
I have a few little photo albums. I don't
Me
print out a
too.
lot of pictures. I should, but I'm not organized with my photos and stuff. But I have pictures of my family and pictures of other stuff. But I have some set lists. Obviously, my Tedeschi truck set lists are behind me. I felt like we're second them on that podcast because that's what we do is we talk about shows we went to and go over set lists. But I have some behind me. But I have a folder here and I got another
That's
one.
awesome.
And this one's signed. I didn't even why is this not displayed? I need to get on that.
Well, I do. This one is actually displayed. So this was from Kill Switch Engage. So we did the VIP. So that's whatever, that's signed. And then their set list. So I have since Wilkins and I both went, I got 2 of everything. So, but like I already have that framed, but I don't know what to do with my signed set lists yet. So we're just geeking out over here, guys. Anyone else go to any cool concerts?
We can do that. There's some random stuff in this folder. Like I got folders and boxes of ticket stubs, but I'm not organized with it. Happy birthday, Michael Coulter. I can't wait for my 40th birthday this month.
Me too. I can't wait to turn 40 either. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm gonna go backwards. We're gonna do that. Adam, I paid $700 for 4 days in Nashville for CMA Fest, Country Music America Fest. Is that what that is? That's
a good section though. You want to be in the 100 section. You definitely don't want to be in the 300.
Hey you, everyone. Hey you.
Hi.
Hey you. Yeah. No, I started making big money. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah. Ooh, that is really big money.
Look how big my money is. So big. Where did I get this and what is it? Wait, oh shit, it's not
random.
It's not real.
It's not real. What do you mean it's not real? It's probably more real than what we have now.
I just have small hands. It's regular size money. No,
it's regular size.
Let me see what else we got here. I got some other stuff in here. There's a guy, the Mets broadcaster, Howie Rose. He says put it in the books at the end of the game when the Mets win. So I don't know why I got this in my mind. I found this meme, and I have a couple of degrees of separation from Howie Rose. I was able to get him to sign this, put it in the motherfucking books, and he wrote, "I don't say that." I should have just
We hit up an Atlanta Braves game. We did not win, and we were swept that series. They obviously didn't deserve to win the 3rd game of Diamondbacks, but they just let them completely win.
How far is that from you, Atlanta?
Like 4.5 hours.
You went specifically for a game?
No, I went specifically for Metallica.
Okay,
and
so
like we were sightseeing, and we were like,
nice.
I even said because that's my favorite team, and I'm like, I didn't even check to see if they were going to be home, like if we could have caught a game, like, so we were just sitting in the car and like we're like, well, let's check, and they had center field out in center field, and I prefer that, so that was pretty cool. It's a really nice stadium. They were giving little replica stadiums away, so I got a replica of the Braves stadium. I thought about getting one for Paul since he loves the Atlanta Braves as well. But
that park is not in Atlanta. It's in the suburbs, from what I understand. That's kind of a pain to get to a little bit. Well, you weren't coming from there. You don't live there, but
I'd much rather do that than think I was going to die at the Mercedes-Benz. That was where the Metallica concert was. They played where the Falcons play, the football stadium.
Why are we dying?
Why? I'm from Miami, and like, I guess being out of like that kind of like mindset, like you could take the girl out of Miami and all that, but you still like, you get more relaxed when you move away and like your countryside, and you're like, your urban skills are just not what they used to be. Like
you're not used to a city.
I mean, It took
Depends on specific cities.
it's like riding a bike, but not having your firearm on you, because we just left the concert and you're not, can't take firearms into stadiums. They kind of frown upon that. So it was kind of like, fuck, because we Ubered because you can't find any parking. And that's like another thing a lot of people complain about, like going to these shows. Like they just got done at Tampa. They did 2 nights in Tampa, and people were complaining about parking, and because we Ubered and it was about 100 and something each way. Like it was 100 and something round trip because they jack up the prices whenever there's events. So I had never Ubered before, and I'm
You
like,
gotta walk to a place that's a little bit away from the. Does that do anything like the LAX trick or whatever? You don't go take a Uber to LAX. You get dropped off, or you leave.
yeah,
Take from a hotel. You go back to your house.
we walked quite a bit. So much so that I was talking to Alice about this. I said, we almost walked right into a strip joint because Wilkins was like, where do we want to go after the concert? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's just pick something. Let's like what's close by. And I don't know if he didn't like realize we're walking up and I'm like, dude, this is a fucking strip joint. He's like, no. And I was like, yeah. So we did not go
Got
to
lemon pepper wings at the strip joint.
lemon pepper. Who eats at a strip joint? Like,
But Atlanta, they got good ones up from what I understand.
Well,
in the South.
I can't check that off my bucket list because I was like, we're not doing this. But then we ended up at this place that might as well have been a strip joint. All their foods were named like really sassy, saucy kinds of terms. And there was like this big urban group that was there. So we stuck out like a sore thumb, me more so than Wilkins, because at least he's tanner than I am. And this guy looks at Wilkins and says, Mexican? And Wilkins is like, no, Puerto Rican. And he's like, oh, like this, like he kind of made a remark like, oh, it's kind of the same thing. And I was like, and he's like, well, where are you originally from? To Wilkins. And he goes, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And then the guy looks at me and says, where are you from? And I'm like, Miami. And he goes, oh shit, you're from the South. So I felt a little bit better after establishing that I'm not like this white chick from like, middle America. Like I, got some kind of street cred to my name. But it was fine. It was cool. We made it back alive. But now they're starting to riot there too. So my mom like texted me today going, I'm so glad you're not there. They're starting to riot there. And I'm like,
it's all
North Carolina.
Is it all inorganic paid protesters everywhere? I mean, I saw some kind of Craigslist posts like in LA. It's like, we're paying these people to be agitators, looking for crazy guys or whatever. It's like,
well, Wilkins brought up a good point. And he never really ever like, I don't know. I'm not saying he always okay. Like when you're Hispanic, there's like a hierarchy, I guess. Like I don't really find it that much with like like white American like subgroups, but like Puerto Ricans think they're better than Cubans. Cubans think they're better than Venezuelans. It's like kind of that kind of shit.
I can rank them for you if you want. You want me to put them in order?
Seriously? Okay. Who's at the top? The Spaniards? Or is Spain at the top? Is that the top of the food chain?
No, I don't even know what we're comparing. I'm joking. This came up recently. Someone I said I'll rank the races and religions or something. Where did that come up? I forget where it was, but I mean I made a joke about that earlier. In my head, maybe this week.
Oh my gosh. No, but so like Wilkins said that he doesn't think that a lot of these agitators, like they're not primarily Mexican, even though they're holding Mexican flags and they're burning American flags. So, oh yeah, are they starting it in Colorado too?
Yeah, I think she posted something related to that. I mean,
we're gonna like flip on the news.
Who is actually funding it? Like, I mean, an individual? Is it Soros? Is it Democrat, NGO, nonprofits? Is it the government themselves?
That I don't know.
Posting about like, in all likelihood, we are funding both sides of this with our taxpayer money, the illegal immigrants and the authorities that are beating them, taxpayers. That's wonderful. That's a good use of money.
Just like back in like Vietnam War, we were, funding the war and we were funding the protesters that were like spitting and, saying horrible
disrupting.
things and treating. Yeah. So like,
Yeah, and the CIA, and didn't we have like the CIA fighting a different branch of the CIA through different proxies in the Middle East at various points? But now we get to fund domestic war on both sides. It's getting boring funding both sides of international warfare. Let's fund both sides of domestic warfare with our taxpayer money.
you know,
I don't know. This kind of black pills me and makes me sad. Like all of this, like I don't know. I don't like any of it. I don't like the illegal immigration. I don't like the fucking people getting beat up, and I don't know. I mean, the destruction is just crazy.
are you a closed borders libertarian?
I guess so. I'm a
Me
right
too.
wing Mises Caucus libertarian or whatever you want to call it. Like I don't know, right? Isn't that what else? What
Yep.
else is there to be?
Well, if
Common
you're not a
sense.
real you're not a real libertarian, you know, if you don't like strive for anarchy and
George
no
Soros
borders and shit like that. Yeah.
and the CCP. That makes sense. So evil to fund chaos. That makes me so angry. I pray, hope hell exists, and I hope all these evil people are going
There's
there
a
and
special
suffer.
place in hell. Well,
Yeah,
that's just like what I don't know what I was like Diddy and all that. You're like, how do you get to be so sinister and like that kind like that whole like group of people who just like that debauchery and like just evilness? It's like I was talking to
I can
Wilkins
relate
about it and
to
he
it.
goes, at a certain point, you've earned all the money, you've gotten everything that you wanted, so it's like a whole other, and I'm just thinking, but I don't even
Sport
know who thinks like that.
power for sport is kind of what I call it. It's kind of you get
That's
off. It's
exactly what it
adrenaline.
is.
It's power for sport. It's the next challenge. It's why probably Johnny Depp ends up dating like these nutcases and stuff, and these nutcases find each other because like with everyone throwing themselves at him probably his whole life, he needs some kind of like challenge. But I don't know. People got mental problems, I guess. I don't.
He's
They're
from
crazy.
I laugh every single time when I hear him with his little accents because he just did like I think he just did like a cologne ad and he like tries to be all like, cool and whatever. And he's from like Miramar, Florida, which is like a suburb of Fort Lauderdale in Broward County. So like it's just so funny to think like, he thinks, like Madonna, like how they kind of even Tori Amos, like when she like moved over to England, like they kind of have like this little accent thing going that
You
they, I
think that's
guess,
real?
like
But don't you take on the accent a little bit of the people around you? But most Americans don't come back
true.
from Britain, even on like
No.
whatever periods of time. Don't
I
speak in
mean,
that.
I lived shortly in Canada and I
Yeah,
didn't like sound I mean, I know it's not that there is a
yeah,
dialect that, that they have up there, but I didn't come back, sounding like a Canadian, thank God, but
yeah. Eminem though, he grew up with black people, and he'd be like, "Yo, yo, 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 what up?" So like, it does affect your environment. I talked like Kramer for like a year and a half because I like Seinfeld, so I just kind of talked like him for a minute.
I could
We do
never get
imitate
into
people.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I
What you're
could
saying
never
is you
get
don't
into
like Jews. Got it. Understood. I follow.
it. There
I
are
don't
other
get it.
shows that have
I
Jews
don't
in
get.
it.
Did you watch Friends? Or were you
Jeez.
like a Friends person? Was that
Nope,
like
I
your
wasn't a
ultimate?
Friends either.
Okay,
I
that's
wasn't
fair.
into Friends.
I think I just have more of a. It says something about you if you prefer Friends over Seinfeld. I'd rather someone not watch either. I respect that more, but I think the
I I watched My So-Called Life when I was a teenager. And then Gilmore Girls was more of my speed. I didn't do like 90210. I didn't do Melrose Place. I didn't do any of like those kind of shows,
I was
but
never regular on those, but I have seen them. They put females on those shows because so that will generate some interest on my part. The king is back, says Tony. Who's the king? I'm wondering. Maybe he's gonna let us know who that is. What did Paul say? He said I need to find a cheap source. Show. I need to find a cheap source of Mexico and Palestinian flags for my store. He's supposed to he tweet something about like green and red flags are all the rage. People are cleaning up if you have green and red flags this year. Sell green
I
and red.
have my little American flag that's coming off, but yeah.
Yeah.
They yeah, I think it's a nice touch when they're when they're burning the American flag and like spitting and and they're it's just it's kind of stupid. Like they are holding up like, the Palestinian flag and they're holding up the Mexican flag. And this one chick kind of had a point. She said that it was Mexico before it was California, that it's her land, but finders keepers is what we're all about here
Yeah.
in this
We should go
country.
back to all the borders that whatever they were in 1697. I liked it back then. Everyone do what I say. I like that I stole. If Courtney's here, who was the guy that someone came into Courtney's chat one time late and they're like, I'm late. What I miss? Start over. I'm late. Start over.
Start over.
I stole that joke, and I'm more likely to say it the later I come in. If I'm 2.5 hours late, I definitely am going to say that. Choi played Bob Dylan.
I popped in on Courtney's. It was so funny. Thankfully, she did show me again. Like she's like, Shannon has to see the cat. So there was this cat on the runway, and it really did steal the show. But it was amazing. Like I like to go in there and see what I like. I like her show because I'm still awake. It's in the afternoon, and I'm still awake.
Whose show are you talking about?
Courtney.
Oh, Courtney. Yeah. That's cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
she had a kitty cat on today on her stream. She was like talking about these models were just like walking a runway with a kitty cat, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I like cats. Cats are cool people. I would
do you
interview a
have a
cat.
cat?
I don't. I've had cats though. How do I interview animals on my podcast? Don't they do it like a monkey? Can a monkey talk? Like, didn't Elon do that? Didn't he hook a thing up to a monkey and
Oh God, I
whatever?
think Elon's short circuiting right now. He's about ready to pop a gasket.
What meaning? I
He's
haven't really followed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like
But I was the
or
same way. I hadn't been
yeah.
like Wilkins tried to tell me, he's like, "Aren't you up in your Twitterverse and your like politics?" And I said, "No, since we had went away for a couple
Headlines.
of days." I was just like not even about it. I was just like, the world's gonna burn in a couple of days. It's still gonna be burning. It's fine. Like we're gonna tune it out. But
He's mad about Doge and get kicked out of the
he's
Trump
mad
circle.
about, and he pretty much is like, Trump is on the Epstein log.
That makes him look bad though when he says that. That's like if I found out you're on that. I knew that you're on the list the whole time, but we've been
Right. And
hanging
you
out
didn't
on
say any.
streams. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
like and it's not like you like did some like white collar crime even like that's like the horrific shit going on that island and
That's
for
like,
him to like
yeah.
I guess politics is a whole different game because he could like you could make I don't know an argument that's like the means justify the ends justify the means. It's like, oh, we're gonna cut all this money from government, so I might as well like make an alliance with the president. I mean, I don't know, pick and choose your
I thought
battles,
it
I
was
guess.
funny that Trump was going to get rid of his Tesla. And I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever seen that guy drive. Like,
Does he
yes,
have a
I'm
license?
sure. That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen him drive a car. I guess I think he thinks it's beneath him, and he's not.
That's what I was
And
thinking.
He's not a manly man. He's a fucking real estate guy from Queens who
He
likes
drives
gold
a
stuff.
golf cart. He does drive a golf cart. Does that count?
No,
No, you have
that's
to
like
drive
a
a
car.
big boy car. You have to
Yeah,
like drive
in order
a
to be
car.
one. Like that's why it was kind of like smart for Trump to like even when he goes to like the McDonald's stuff and does these like truck driving stunts, he always puts the uniform or whatever over his suit. Oh, he doesn't like pretend to be like I'm an average whatever, like fucking Chuck Schumer trying to barbecue, like whatever. If Chuck Schumer
Yeah.
would have come across, I mean, this is a really this is the biggest hypothetical situation I'm ever proposing on this proposing on this stream is on this show is the idea that Chuck Schumer is going to do something from a place of authenticity. But if he was just like learning about barbecuing, that would come across as like more authentic than like pretending, I hate all these people. I want hell to exist. Do you know Forest Mommy knows Forest Mommy. She knows what's the guy who I had on James who's involved with LP
Well,
Colorado.
hell does exist, but your people don't believe in hell, right? You
I
don't
don't know.
believe.
I'm
You're a
starting my own
horrible
branch.
Jew.
I'm starting my own thing where Jews for hell. That doesn't sound right at all. It's not what I meant. Jews who believe in hell for those of James Wiley. Yeah. I remember when I had him on People We Love podcast when it was that, and he said to me, like, because we both have kind of like animosity towards people who are awful and deserve to be punished, but he was like speaking, I guess, from probably like a religious point of view, a Christian point of view. It's like you kind of get out of that. It's not like on me to like bring justice into the world. It's not. I shouldn't be like praying for justice and revenge and stuff. It's not like healthy. You kind of have to like let some of that stuff go. I'm like, I
Right.
can't bring the world to justice, but I'm infuriated by stupidity and evil, and I want people who I want them to suffer, but I also want them to know why. If they're just suffering and they don't know why, it's not the same. It's good though. It helps though. It helps me if that's
But you can't have evil in your heart and expect to go to heaven. That's why I'm a horrible Catholic. I'm an okay Christian, but I just, you can't get there if you have all this, hatred and whatever in your heart.
Is
Like,
that what I have? Is hatred and evil in my heart? I don't think it's that, but
well,
it's too much. Yeah, like it's just not healthy to. It's thinking about something you can't control is really what it is, more than
that's why
like
they like Jesus take the wheel. That
yeah,
saying, like just let go and
yeah.
let God. That was a phrase that we always heard like in church, let go and let God. Because I went to Catholic school my whole life as well. So it was like these little things like stick in your head and you're like, yeah. But yeah, I don't read my Bible as much as I should. I haven't read a Bible in quite some time, but I hear the Old Testament is like the rage. Like we like the Old Testament a little bit more than the New Testament.
Yeah.
But no, there's
Um,
always a special place in hell. I always like to think that there's a special place in hell for people that are just pure evil. So,
yeah, I don't know if it exists. I'm not sure. What's the after? Does the afterlife exist? What's that like? What are your thoughts on this?
so for like Christians, it's supposed to be, yeah, there is an afterlife. Um Reincarnation is a thing that not too many Christians believe in, Catholics believe in. I did a term paper on that and I got a C because I was told that I shouldn't write it on like reincarnation because Catholics don't really believe in reincarnation. Some do, most don't, whatever. It's a sticky topic for some
I th-
people, but I believe in it.
yeah, I think I mean, our soul, our life force, our energy. I think it has to go somewhere. This on somewhere probably on. I'm going to say on this planet, but I mean, I guess not necessarily. It could be, I don't know, the universe. I don't know how the universe works. Do you know how the universe works? Can you explain it to me?
Nope. I'm a
No.
natural blonde. I can't tell you much about the universe. I know
Yeah.
we're like this little speck, in a vast, complex
It,
system.
it's big from what I gather. This universe.
Are you kidding me? Like I was outside and I was like, "Oh, look at that star." And Wilkins is like, "That's not a star, that's Starlink." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go inside now." Like I'm like thinking, "Oh, look how cool those stars are." He's like, "That's Starlink." I'm like,
Would
"Okay,
you want
well."
would you want the answers to all the mysteries of the universe if you could have them? I mean, I believe that we couldn't even conceive. We wouldn't be able to understand the mysteries of the universe even if like we had access to that information. But let's say we could. Would you want to know like is God real and where do we go after we
I
die and
would.
where's
I
my retainer
would.
from 7th grade and whatever?
Where's my retainer from 7th grade? No, I would. I think that would be cool. What is it? Weinstein, Brett, the 2 brothers, the Weinstein brothers, Brent and I can't remember the other one.
I think I
They're
could.
super
Is it Brett?
smart.
Brent or Brett? Brett? Brent?
Brett,
Or is it?
Brett Weinstein, and they're always like on Joe Rogan's podcast. One's
Is
like
Brett?
s- I
Go
can't
on.
remember who's who, but they're kind of like they speak like if they're condescending, like how people shouldn't smoke marijuana because they shouldn't take mushrooms because we shouldn't like be too like inclined to, reach that whatever, that sense of being that we can't achieve when we're like not high and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna
Like
make a
we
joint
shouldn't
right now.
see, you've got the right answers.
Yeah. I watched the documentary with Brett Weinstein was in it actually yesterday, and I was wondering, does he wear a toupee? Because it
That's
looks
a
like
great
fake hair.
question.
It looks like fake hair, but now I'm looking at a picture of his brother, and he has similar hair. But
It might just be they're your people, right? So like you would know.
yeah, maybe his hair just looked especially toupee-like in the. Nah, this
Toupee.
ain't real hair, or is it?
Now
Grok,
you're gonna
does he
go.
have real hair? Yeah. I'm going to Freedom Fest this week, actually. I don't know if you're familiar with that convention
What is
fest.
Freedom Fest?
It's like a convention with speakers and entrepreneurs, and there's a film festival
Oh.
attached to it. Joanne Skousen and her husband Mark Skousen are the organizers.
Mm.
They used to have
It's like
like
a
a main.
4-day thing? 3 or
Yeah,
4 days? That's
I
like a
think it's.
massive.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there the whole time. I'm volunteering at the film festival, Anthem Film Festival there, with Joanne.
That's
So that'd be super.
awesome. That's a
Yeah, it's
great
gonna be super.
experience. Is that
Yeah,
your first one?
well, I was supposed to go in 2021, but I got COVID before, and I meant to get it there like everyone else, but I was too sick to go. I wanted to go. I would have still gone if I
You're such an
had.
overachiever. How
Yeah,
many
but
times
I
have
would.
you had COVID that you know of?
I think twice. But
Me too.
yeah, but I wish I would have gone to. I wish I would have had to, but I am able to go. But yeah, this year it should be super fun. It's from what I gather, it's quite warm in Palm Springs right now, which is where it is, like in the hundreds during the day.
Mhm. Yeah,
Palm
that's how
Springs.
it's been like here. It's been like super hot and icky. So,
I was saying that I will not be driving downtown through downtown to
how
get
far
out
away
of
are you from downtown?
like 20, 25 minutes, give or take.
That's not
I mean,
bad.
maybe even less if there's no traffic, but there's usually some traffic. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere down there. I mean, I already dislike LA, but if something happened to me in the city, I would be like, so like, I don't know. I'm already black pilled on the city. So like if the traffic's blocking me and does something to my car or does bodily harm to me, I'll be like, so
Mhm.
I don't know. When stuff happens to you personally, you're more invested in whatever. I don't know. I gotta get out of
But
this city probably.
yeah, you think? What was your first clue? It's always a shit
When I
show.
moved. When I moved here.
Why'd
It's
you
a
move there?
Well, I studied film at college and entertainment business and all that, but the business has changed and entertainment has changed, and a lot of
Yep.
jobs in reality TV have dried up, and obviously the business is changing, and there's just less opportunity. And I worked for House Hunters, the HGTV show, for a long time. I think we talked about this, and I was looking for real
Mhm.
estate agents and all that. And that gig ended, so I'm exploring some different freelance things mostly this year and different opportunities. But it's been an interesting journey. But yeah, the industry is definitely changing, and it's interesting to also see how people like kind of more or less on the left are like reacting to it, and a lot of them I think come across to me as like victims and almost like beholden to the industry. Oh my god, there's no
Yeah.
jobs in TV and film and like network shows and blah 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 blah. And I'm thinking more is at least trying to more from a point of like, oh, the media is changing, there's opportunity, and there's different companies and brands and YouTube channels and Rumble channels and all kinds
Well,
of
we're
like
never gonna see
decentralized.
sitcoms the way that they used to have them. That's no longer a thing.
Why am I not rioting right now? Asked Courtney. I might still have time. What time's it? 9 o'clock. If I get downtown after this. Hey, I'm glad to see that they're rioting downtown because you could go downtown and could really sometimes look like Night of the Living Dead with all the homeless junkies down there, just like passed out, looking like zombies. So it's like to see some life down there. I think it's good to see some vibrancy in the downtown area of
Like
Los
Skid
Angeles.
Row.
Yeah. These politicians are so evil. Motherfuckers.
What was it? Newsom was like, they'll have to arrest me. Like he's not gonna stop, doing what he wants to do. And so Trump said something like how he will try or he's going to arrest Newsom. And he's like, how could he say that? How can he say that he's going to arrest a sitting governor?
When I get to heaven,
Oh.
God's going to be like, yo, you want to see all the people suffering in hell for a second? We're not going to watch it all day, but if you want, you could watch a few minutes of, the worst people in the world suffering. And it doesn't even have to be physical suffering. It could be like, I'm trying to think of a joke, watching insert person's content that's terrible. I don't know, whatever it is. It's like psychological suffering is what I'm going for, essentially.
I mean,
I'm squeamish.
I hope. One could hope that, but see, they don't think they do anything wrong. That's the thing. It's like it's like a rude awakening when they do get to see their maker and they're like, I really fucked up. Or did they? My thing is, if you're a shit human your whole life and then like you try to turn it around and maybe you do, but like, does that clean the slate for you? Like, how many years you were a shit human and like you may have eked out a couple of like, good years. I don't know.
Maybe it's liberating to be a shit woman or shit person, whatever it is, shit woman, shit person, shit human. But no, maybe that's liberating. You don't have to think about being a good person. That's that takes effort. Who needs all that?
But what if you think you are and you're not?
You think you're a shitty person and you're not?
Well, what if you are a shitty person and you just think that you're like the best thing, like you're so nice and
I think that's how most of them think. They're also sociopaths. But I think it must be somewhat liberating to be stupid and to be have no desire to be principled with any of your views. Like, if you don't have to have any sort of consistency with what you believe and you're a moron. So like can be quite liberating, I think. I want to be that for a couple of hours, maybe just to.
You want to be a moron for a couple hours?
I want to be well, that's what this stream is for.
Thanks for taking me on this moronic journey that we're on.
You're welcome. Can you guys talk about me again? We can talk about Tony if you want. I have no plans. I have no agendas. Someone's asking about. He said he wanted me to play Bob Dylan songs for you earlier. I don't know if that's something you want. I figured I would play music or whatever when you're. Depending on how long you're going to be up for. You're like, I'm here for the long haul.
I'm still here. I'm still awake. I'm so proud of me.
I'm proud of you. You too. Did you have fun on? I had fun on Forest Mommy's Off the Rails. I hope she does more episodes of that soon. It seems like a perfect outlet for her, at least the name of the show.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. And I know that she's trying to she's trying to keep her shows going. So I'm sure there will be more. Yeah, that was quite entertaining. Like, you were like the firing squad. You were the target. And our friend Tony was the firing squad. He was sniping, man.
At me?
He just like, yeah.
Was he?
A little
maybe
bit.
Maybe I'm just so traumatized from his appearance on my show that when we were on Forest Mars together, I was like, this is fun. Me and Tony are friends now. I didn't understand him at first. But now
Do you understand him now? You get him now?
No, that was not the right understand was not the right term. But I'm less in the dark about what's going on. So I was like, oh, I get this.
That was an interesting stream that he was on. You had him and then Paul, and that was wow. That was a lot.
Yeah. Once a year, I think is what you do that once on my show. I'll be going on other shows, with him. That's cool. But
so he's not allowed back on your show for another year.
I mean, it's not a hard and fast rule, but that's kind of my Tony policy and my Tony suggestions for people is have him on, but not all the time. And not every time.
He's seasoned. He's like a season. Like Sprinkle here,
Did
sprinkle there.
did Leno, did Johnny Carson, whatever, did they put on Andy Kaufman every night on their show? That would be
Oh
that's a bit
God.
much.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit much.
Who else would be that character?
Make it an absolute rule. Well, Sacha Cohen, these provocateur types are kind of
Oh
like,
yeah.
people who play characters or whatever. Make it an absolute rule.
Oh my God. No, it was entertaining. It's never a dull
Yeah.
moment with him. Like,
Yeah.
I always say people like that are either an only child or they're the youngest one out of the bunch. And I
Yeah.
I think it's he's the youngest one out of the bunch.
Probably, but there's no point in asking that question because you will never get the honest answer. But
You
it's
never
definitely
know. How do
yeah.
we know if his name's really Tony?
I think he had some kind of like his show is on hiatus right now, I think, because he has apparently a flood in the studio, but that could be euphemism or something else is going on. Like, we don't really know. Flood in the studio could mean like anything, could mean fucking, I don't know. I'm going to the craziest places
Did
I
he?
could
I
think
didn't
of.
hear he had a flood in the studio.
Oh,
See, we
we were supposed to have our big George Floyd remembrance drawing contest. I don't know if you caught that. People were submitting drawings of to commemorate the George Floyd experience, and that had to be
When
postponed.
was that?
A
When
few
was
weeks
that?
ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I submitted
So
something.
was it see what happened when he had his really religious episode and mocking the Catholicism? Look what happened. God
Yeah,
flooded his studio.
maybe
See?
if that's what really happened.
Well,
Tony,
who would
let me
know?
know. Giselle, maybe, but she probably wouldn't tell you either as co-host. But
What
Tony,
about
I was gonna say, let us know if you have frogs in your studio next week. Locusts. What else they got?
locusts?
Biblical shit. That's Old Testament. Passover. The Pharaoh. Didn't he give the God kept smiting the people of Egypt because they were mean to the Jews, so he gave them locusts and frogs and stuff. I would keep the frogs as pets though, but frogs don't
Would
seem so
you?
bad.
There was a teeny tiny one, and I was trying for it to not die, and I'm like kind of freaking out because I don't know. I just snakes and frogs. It's just not my thing. I'm not a snake, alligator kind of person. Not.
There's snakes in LA. I've been going hiking more lately and with people, and they're like, "Oh, watch out for snakes, whatnot." And we've seen a few,
I'm glad you
rattlesnakes.
go hiking with people because hiking alone would not be very smart.
Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of afraid to hike alone just for that reason. More like I'm not embarrassed or afraid I'm necessarily gonna get eaten by a bear or that I'm going to even like die on the hike for some reason. But I feel like I'm just gonna get dehydrated and like I'll be like sitting down and like people will be like, "Oh, what's wrong with this guy?" kind of thing. I don't know. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. But yeah, don't hike alone, kids. There's usually
Don't
people on
hike
the trails.
alone.
Maybe on some of the more popular trails like Runyon Canyon. I don't know if you heard of that trail in LA.
Yes, I have. I don't even
Uh,
wanna be out in the mean streets of Atlanta, like, let alone a trail. I don't know. I used to, like, have a problem when I would come up to visit my grandparents because it was just so countryside and, like, there was no neighbors, and it's, like, so dark out, and Unsolved Mysteries would come on and freak the shit out of me because it's, like, where are all these, murders and shit happening? It's, like, the quiet countryside places that all these people are, murdered in. So, and my grandparents used to have like the country style windows so like you can see the curtains were like, off like so I'd go and like close all the curtains at night. My grandmother's like, "Who keeps closing all the curtains?" I'm like, "Me, because it's freaking the shit out of me. Like I can't be up here and like have windows just open." But
yeah, I
I
get
need
it.
noise. I need noise. It's soothing. City
Some noise.
lights.
Do you sleep
Mhm.
with a sound or a fan or anything like that? Are you one of those people? You are.
I do because I have constant ringing in my ears. So there's like a whole
Metallica.
lane. Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I'm going deaf in my left ear, but it's not that bad yet. But no, it's like a constant ringing. So like just to drown it out, I usually fall asleep with something like some kind of noise. But yeah.
A fan or a machine that you
Um
use?
it's like white noise or something. Like
It's a
yeah, but it's
machine.
like
Not a machine.
yeah, but
Did you get it from the
mostly like
Sharp Image? The Sharp Image
oh
catalog?
my
Did you get the
gosh.
Sharp Image? Does that still
I
exist?
used to love going into that store. I don't know. Do they still have those stores?
I think they're
I
out
don't
of
know.
business getting my balls
That
massaged
shit
in
would
those chairs or
used
whatever.
to I, for one, never got my balls massaged, but I hear that that was the way to go. No, like, that
Uh,
shit was always so expensive. Like,
can
you
I
go
ask you
into
an
the store
honest
and you're like,
I wanna ask you a serious question because this seems coming up, and I don't know if people are joking about it or not, but are massagers really being used as vibrators? Is that like a thing people buy women buy or it doesn't have to be women, but like people buy massagers and use them as vibrators? Or is that not a thing? You have to there's a separate thing. Like, is it like is that a thing? How does this work? Explain this to me. Floor is yours.
so I think Paul, didn't you have, like,
Well,
some
he did
kind of
the dildo deep dive
well, he
on his
act
show.
I think he had on his eBay store, he had a massager. I
Yeah,
could be wrong, but, I think back in the day, people would buy them, yeah, like respected women, I guess, respectable women wouldn't like buy a vibrator. They would probably buy a massager. But
yeah,
I don't know. Do you think they still do that now? I don't know. You think people
yeah.
are like, it's such a taboo, it's still a taboo like subject, like they can't buy a vibrator? I don't know.
I'm not trying to make this into his too risque with the content, but are these for penetration or are they for more surface area usage? More in the more in the, you know,
Oh my
you gotta focus on a
God.
certain area, from what I gather, for women.
You mean the back?
The
Like right
elbows,
here? The elbows.
the
That's
clitosaurus,
amazing.
clitosaurus,
Oh my God, I'm dying. No, I don't
clitorisis.
know.
It's for bruising clit, says
That
Hog
should
Dog.
be
Answer my
did
question.
Paul already did a deep dive on vibrators?
I think it was more dildo specifically, but we did do some vibrator talk.
I
Well, I'm
did have to
learning.
laugh. I had to laugh because like on their show this past Saturday, um I guess Doug brought up how he was going to teach Paul something. Like he guess he brought something up to Paul's attention. So it was Doug teach Paul time. He
What did
sold
he
many.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
I don't know
Those can't
exactly
be
what it
all
was.
for not every these people can't all have bad necks and backs, can they?
Well,
Mm.
it's funny that you say that because Wilkins bought me it's got like it's for because I have issues with my back, like legit issues with my back. And so I guess he got tired of like massaging my back for me. So he bought me like last Christmas, he bought me this like massage gun thing that's got like a million different like attachments to it. So
Theragun? Is that what the Theragun or
I
whatever?
think
I've seen. Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
a
what
good
it is. I keep
it's
forgetting I
good.
have it until like I go to dust or something and I'm like, oh, I have this whole thing here. Cause I'm
It
like,
doesn't
here,
work
just
good for dusting.
no, it
I got
doesn't.
jokes. Okay.
It does not work good for dusting. Nope, you are correct. But I didn't I wish it would. I actually said to my friend that I wish that um dusting would be like easier. I hate dusting. And wouldn't it like it's 2025 and we still haven't figured out a way to like make dust disappear with like a spray or something? Like wouldn't it just be nice if like you can just spray something and it just dissipates or whatever? That would be
Yeah,
nice. Cuz I don't like
fuck
dusting.
dust.
Fuck dust. For real.
How many times a year is Shannon allowed on my show? No, there is no
I can
limit. There is no
come.
limit.
Thank
There's
you.
no limit. You
There you
could be a frequent contributor. That's
see.
kind of what I have for my Tedeschi Trucks podcast, because I got some fans are crazy and they have, a few dollars and they're able to travel around and see the band, so they come on all the time and some of them like
That's
talking. So
awesome.
I got frequent contributors. Forest Mommy
And
is
you
a big
said
contributor, I
that
call her.
when I saw that it popped up, like my Ticketmaster popped up with them, and you said that they usually start or they end their tour in Florida,
Right.
which
Sometimes
a
both.
lot of like Tori Amos used to do that because her parents lived in Florida. Barry Manilow, not like I'm a Barry Manilow fan, but my aunt was. And so I guess his mom lived down here, so he would always either start or finish a tour, usually around Thanksgiving. So it's funny, like, yeah, Florida's usually like a start or stop,
I only
stomping
thought of it
ground.
almost from like an emotional point. It's like, oh, let's have a special end of year party with our closest friends who are in our home city. But really, it's just like, oh, we're going home, and that's the last stop. Or we're
Mhm.
starting our tour, and this is where we began. Paul sent me a picture of a
Vibrator?
device, long handle, deep tissue, percussion therapeutic massager. Don't fucking call it a vibrator. Let's see here. Is this like on a is this a bait? Like, what is, you can't stick that in yourself if you have that piece attached, right? What is this
I'm
here?
sure there are ER doctors that would
Oh
disagree
yeah,
with you.
this no, but this thing, I guess you can get that inside. I don't know. I don't have that part, but I could see how this might be useful for the surface
Is
area.
this
The clip
Paul has
punisher.
this one up? The clip.
She didn't dance around it like I did. I like to dance around it and come up with euphemisms because it's fun, not because I'm necessarily censoring myself.
So Paul has had how many of these? See, I had only seen like one or two. I guess I guess you can find these. Wow. I like how he does he does a really good job with his pictures. See that's like what I
Other
got.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit like
Yeah.
that. Like
Can I defend my home with this? Is this a radar gun? How
it
fast
looks like it.
does it measure how fast you come to orgasm? 99 miles an hour? I'm done now.
I think that's just to tell you the battery life.
I see.
You plug it in.
Dude, you could fix your back. You could have an orgasm, and you
All
could
of the
measure how
above.
fast your fastball is, all with this piece of machinery. I gotta get one of these. I want one for Christmas. What's with the microphone attachment? You want to hear what
What's
your orgasm sounds like? What's the female version of skeet, skeet, skeet?
Skeet,
There's
skeet,
got to be
skeet.
something. Yeah.
Mm,
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
skeet, skeet, skeet.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Someone in the chat explain what skeet, skeet, skeet is. From what I understand, it's the sound a man makes when he finishes. Is what it sounds like. Is that not correct? Isn't this from rap? Isn't that Lil Jon? Why do I know
Skeet,
this?
skeet, skeet. How come I don't know this?
Lil Jon, didn't he yell skeet, skeet, skeet in the year 2000 ish? 2000?
That was so long ago.
I'll ask. Creaming. No, but the sound. The sound. No one has heard of this. I thought it was just splooging. Splooging. But what is the sound? I thought skeet was pre-cum. I thought it was the sound. That's what, isn't that what Dave Chappelle says? Isn't that where all right, I'll ask Grok. But Grok's gonna be
Rock.
biased here. What am I asking? What does skeet mean? No, I gotta say, what does skeet, skeet, skeet mean?
Oh, this should be fun. The
All right,
Jeopardy music should be playing.
yeah, I'll whistle it. Has multiple meanings depending on the content. Slang for ejaculation, popularized by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys in their song "Get Low." Skeet, skeet, skeet is a slang term in hip hop referring to ejaculation. This term skeet derives from the idea of shooting or ejecting, and was further popularized through media like Dave Chappelle's comedy, expression of excitement, cultural references.
Cultural
Is it
references.
the sound of? I'm not gonna say what I'm saying. Coming out. This is not that important. I'll do a deep dive later. Pretty sure I was correct.
Maybe you need to
I
have
was
Paul
gouging
come on and
everywhere.
teach you. You need to have Paul come on and teach you
I
something.
think Dave Chappelle was the one who said it was the actual the sound. But anyway, we can move on from this topic. I didn't expect this to
Why?
go into
It's just so much fun.
more that I don't have anything to add at the moment.
Yeah.
Wait, let me go up and see if Paul sent me anything else. He sent me 20 more vibrators to look at. No, I'm just kidding. A deep
Just
dive into
20?
I thought this said jazz. I was like, oh, we can talk music. That's one letter off from jazz.
Just a couple of letters off.
Have Paul teach you how to skeet. I don't know if he would be the right person to I am a master at it. I think that's something virtually.
Like
as long as
a couple of times a day. I want to say Paul or Doug or both say that they could rub one out or 2 or 3 in a day.
All terrorists don't have enough orgasms. That's my law. I have a few laws. I'm starting to build I should write these down and so I remember all my laws. But one is that I've come up with now is that I was just talking about the I lost my train of thought.
Your laws for
yeah,
is it for ejaculating?
maybe. What was it? It'll come back.
You're like Gibbs like from NCIS. He has rules. Did you ever watch that show? Like he's got
I guess not.
rules.
Oh, I remember what it was now. Yeah, it's saying that all violent criminals suffer from a lack of orgasms. You think there's a correlation to that or a causation to that?
Well, I guess you can.
All violent people suffer from a lack of orgasms.
Well,
Laws of the universe.
That would explain like criminals who like assault people.
Yeah. You're not going to kill anyone if you're having sexual relations with yourself or someone else. How good at multitasking are people?
Well, I don't know. No, because they end up You don't like to what?
It's not important. I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
No, I was going to say I don't even like to watch the game while I'm doing other things, let alone murder someone while I'm having a good time.
Speaking of the Panthers, I think won hockey. That's what we were watching earlier.
5-1. It was 5-1, I think, when I saw it.
6 something, I think it was when I.
6-1. It's 2-1 in the series now, from what I gather. Yeah. Where was that? Who has the home ice advantage?
So Florida. So down in Sunrise, Florida.
So it's so that was game 3, and then you have game 4, game 5 back in Edmonton. Yeah, they should have had it. They picked the 2 furthest teams apart in the league.
I want to say it was like that last year too, wasn't it? Like, or
people live in Edmonton that they can support a sports team there. These because of oil. Like, why wouldn't they had? I mean, they're the Oilers, so I assume that they had a big oil industry there. That's how they got humans to move up there, and enough of them to support a sports franchise. Wow,
the whole country is just land. Like, it's just land mostly.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm sure you have, and it's an expensive sport to play it, to support it, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you think like what's the cheapest sport that you could afford? Like if you had say like tickets to
throwing rocks at people.
No, like
You mean real
baseball.
sport?
I think it would be like baseball.
What is the
Um,
question? What's the most affordable
so
sport
like
to watch,
what
to play, or
like to like go to, like if you had tickets, if you were like, oh, let's have like season
WNBA
tickets.
when Caitlin Clark is injured?
Oh, that doesn't fucking count. That's women. We don't count those in
But of
sports.
the 4 major sports, I guess baseball is probably the most affordable.
So
That's Paul
baseball,
saying.
then you
I guess
think
hockey,
football, hockey, or hockey, football?
hockey, and then either football or
See,
basketball.
we went from balls to balls. Like we're just balls to the wall over here.
Women don't count. Does she mean they're not important to whatever the topic we're discussing, or they don't know how to count
Like
numbers?
1, 2, 3,
Right,
5,
yeah. Women
9,
yeah.
11,
Yeah, don't teach women
12.
numbers. We don't
I
wanna
don't yeah,
do that.
no.
That's the last thing.
That would explain why I don't ever stay within a budget when I'm asked to, which
Yeah,
is
they
very
look
rare.
women will when they're counting, they leave out certain numbers that make them feel bad, fucking it's all about feelings and emotions and
It's
shit.
funny how, like, you're supposed to round up, and I never round up. Like, I'm like, "Oh, I think it was, like, around this much," and that's code for just add, like, a fucking 50 to $100 more because that's how I budget. I don't know how to budget. I don't do
That's
very
a
well
fun that could be
budgeting.
a funny scene in a movie or story, whereas, like, it's a classroom and someone trying to teach some kid about rounding, and he's like, "I don't fucking want to because my mom said this and this, and I'm not gonna spend more like, had some kinda, like, crazy,
But
nonsensical reasons for being anti-rounding.
would it is it nonsensical? Like, it's numbers could be hurtful. We don't wanna talk about hurtful.
You're joking, but I've been watching, I'm actually I think I'm allowed to say this. I'll cut it out after the fact if I'm not allowed. It's not a big deal. But I'm was lucky enough to be a judge also for the films
Mm.
at Freedom Fest at the Anthem Film Festival. So I've been watching a lot of like liberty-minded, politically driven docs, but also narrative films and stuff like that. And it's crazy some of the stuff that these documentaries are covering, including like fucking how crazy like the education like stuff is. Teaching math is what I was trying to the thought, like, because they'll be like, okay, like five people went to an amusement park and then 5 people didn't go, and then like how many people, like they're asking, I'm like, okay, it's a math question, but then the conversation starts veering into, well, how come these 5 people couldn't go to an amusement park? Because they didn't have privilege, maybe because they come from a divorced family and they're come from a minority. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? This is veering so far off topic. You're not learning anything. You're supposed to be doing subtraction and math, and these people are talking about like all this crazy social politics. It's wild. Because you
Equality,
yeah.
equity.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, it's crazy. What like so back in the day, word problems used to suck to begin with, and then the way that it is now, it's kind of ridiculous. It's really
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Get your kids out of public school or try to fix the public schools the best you
I would
can.
say get them
They're gonna
out if you
exist.
have to, but I mean, as soon as like you start, yeah, like school choice is a big thing. If we didn't have school choice, I definitely would be homeschooling. But for right
You
now, it works.
I saw there was a story that came out today about like the NCAA made some kind of like deal with whatever, where they're basically like becoming like businesses, like they're basically paying players now to play. It's like the whole system is like being like turned over. Like as it should be. There should be free market solutions to this problem where you're training athletes to potentially become pro athletes in like an NFL or the top, but also if they don't make it, they're getting educated along the way. They're able to open other doors
Yeah, we were just
simultaneously.
talking about that. Like Wilkins and I are both in agreement that they should be getting paid, but they shouldn't be on scholarships if they're getting paid. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
maybe
Like if they shouldn't like if you're gonna go to school and get a scholarship, that's one thing. But if you're gonna get paid, we both like, I don't know, we started talking about that because I've said it for years. Like we both have said it for years that these kids should be getting paid because it's not like they just started in college. They have a lot of the like diehard kids that are like in sports, they've started like when they were in their young, like their adolescence when they start a lot of these sports that they're in. So the wear and tear on their bodies by the time a lot of them don't even make it out of high school. And then those that do, that can get from like high school to college, I just like they were profiting so much off of them. But yeah, they have boosters and like they were like getting kickbacks. But I just feel like if they're cash cows. They're cash cows.
I guess
that's
it's
how I
more
look at
common.
it.
It's starting to veer a little bit more towards free markets and common sense a little bit. Like it's the system is definitely having growing pains, and I don't have the solution other than just repeating libertarian talking points or whatever and applying them to education and whatnot. But you know, we'll see where that all goes.
We had
Interesting.
our they had the our LPF had our convention this past weekend. I didn't go, obviously. I had more important things to do.
Concerts,
But
water parks.
concerts, yes, and I don't get to go away a lot, so I'm definitely not gonna like I wasn't gonna go from Thursday to Sunday, possibly Monday, be in a room full of people that are not that much fun. But
Yeah, some of them must be
have you
fun. I mean,
do you go to any of your meetings? Do you go
I
to
have not been. I have not been going to meetings, LP or Mises Caucus. I'm still technically in all the things, and I do go to the conventions and try to at least have a clue what's going on with that stuff. But do you have a lot of like left libertarians, normies, corruption in LP Florida, or it's just
No, it's
autistic
just
weirdos, or what?
yeah, we're going autistic weirdos. Not too
That's
many
par for the
lefties.
course. That's
And
good.
they're originally from New York because that's we end up getting all of you
Transplants, yeah,
guys. Yeah, we get all of the New Yorkers down here.
yeah.
It was primarily down in South Florida, but no, I mean it's cool. They're a good bunch, but it's just I don't know.
Maybe I
It
can
was
get.
like an obscene. It was like what they wanted for the hotel rate, and I'm like, why? I'd rather just spend that on something like super fun, like going away. So
Maybe I can get the LP LA County to do something and we could go yell at the protesters and the rioters and call them all retarded from afar and make content out of that. Maybe that's what I can be. I can
how
do
do you
that.
think that's gonna go over? You think that's gonna go over well?
Well, from afar to be safe. I'll be
How
afar. No,
afar?
I don't
Like
know. Probably not. I don't know. I just don't like any. I don't like. I'm getting a little sick of people, I think, is what maybe this is coming down to. I like the people that I like, but I have literally less use for more of them as each, you know, day. And
that's kind of how I feel.
but
Yep.
I do have a respect for humanity as a whole and what humanity has achieved and the abundance of goods and services and resources and access to information and the technology that we have. I'm definitely grateful, but there are a lot of dumb retards out there, and some of them work in government, and some of them are in the private citizens who are retarded and being violent. I'm just like don't have any patience for any of this. Like I don't know. I'm busy that day. I'm busy smoking weed and trying to figure out my roadcaster.
Your own life. Your own
Yeah,
life. Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. I get it. Like
which is how
back
most people are.
massagers
Yeah.
and vibrators, and these are deep questions that we have.
Paul, does it say on the box not for penetration on these devices? Because a lot of them do. They say don't stick them or not for
What if it
whatever.
doesn't have the
Warning.
box?
I don't know.
Like,
There's
what if
been
it doesn't have the box?
plastic packaging. No, there's been. I forget where I saw it. There's definitely been products that are like, don't stick this in you, or don't have sex with this item. The vacuums. A vacuum, was it a real thing? Didn't a vacuum say don't have sex with a vacuum on it on the outside?
No,
You ever saw that?
I've never seen that.
Is that a real meme?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wonder why I
Well,
never tried to have sex with a vacuum, thinking about it. And I know every guy has been there.
why?
Why? Because we're creative. We're hunters and we're horny hunters and we're creative. I think is really what it comes down to is when you put those in combinations. And again, it comes down to we're lucky to live in a capitalist society in the current year and era, whatever, where you have all these goods and available and services and I don't know.
Goods and services.
Yeah. And some of you can have sex with goods and services.
It's the Good Vibes Lounge.
Our whole generation is defined by a gentleman engaged in an act with a pie. So,
Oh,
what
yep.
else? What else could you expect from me?
So what you're trying to say is this is not your fault. You were just, programmed. You were
You should have
programmed.
froze the pie and then let it defrost a little bit. Would that have worked? I mean, a
I don't know.
deeper pie.
I've never tried that before.
You freeze the pie, and then you let it defrost a little bit, and you make sure it's like where they have like those 10 layer cakes. You need like a cake pie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I don't know about that. Definitely
yeah,
couldn't do it in the summertime, huh?
yeah.
That would be more of a fall, winter.
Well, I'm definitely going to the grocery store as soon as we're done here. I'll tell you that much. No,
Well, you
for
have
salad.
to home make it. You can't like cheat. You
Yeah,
can't just go buy a pie.
yeah. Did they ever
You have to
say where that pie came from in that film?
No.
No,
Maybe
they did
it'll
not
be
say.
like
Maybe it wasn't home
it kind
baked.
of seemed like it was homemade though. They made it seem like it
Probably.
was homemade.
Who was his mom in that movie? The Jason Biggs character. I remember Eugene Levy,
Oh, he's the best.
Biggs' mom
I
in
can't
American.
remember
But
who the mom
he
is.
had a mom character. Who the hell was his mom?
Yeah. They
Jim's
never
mom is
remember the
played by
moms.
actress Molly.
Stifler's mom. Everyone remembers Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom made a career out of that movie, but she was in things beforehand.
Mhm.
Molly Cheek. I don't remember this actress or person. American. Maybe she didn't have a lot of scenes in the movie. Well, the Eugene Levy character definitely had more, but she does look like a woman who would bake pies. So mystery solved. Stifler's mom has got it going on.
She's the best, She was great in Two Broke Girls. I liked that show a lot. I like Two Broke Girls. She was good in there in that one.
Yeah.
But so you're going to Freedom Fest. This is your first one because you were
First time.
supposed to go to
Right.
That should be cool.
2021. Yeah. That'll be
So
cool.
can you you're volunteering, but can you kind of sneak off to go peruse and
I think I'm not I have shifts that I'm volunteering at the film festival, but but that's not the whole time but I'm going to make myself available for whatever Joanne needs me to do, wants me to do. But yeah, I assume I'll probably be able to sneak off and schmooze, go to panels, hang out, do whatever, I want to do and it'll be
Is there anyone that you really want to hear? I know that it's a good lineup. There's a shit ton of people.
Yeah, I'll pull it up actually. Well, Adam Carolla, I guess, is kind of Adam Carolla is like the headliner. I guess he's doing a comedy show. I'm volunteering at that. Maybe I'll meet him. I don't know. We'll see. Ross Ulbricht is going to be there. Free Ross. He put a hit on people or no? Am I allowed to ask that on the stream?
Who put a hit on people?
Ross Ulbricht.
I don't think so.
He was probably it's hard to know without
Oh, Kennedy's gonna be there. I like her.
I did a little bit of a deep dive on him. I did a little further research after I got him out of prison. Helped me personally. I got him out. Oh, but the RL.
It was all you.
It was all me. Me and Angela, 80% me, 20% her. No, so he'll be there.
Who's in the
But
middle?
he got entrapped by police, and you'll say anything
Yeah.
when they threaten you 3 times.
Who's
Yeah,
who's in the middle? Who's that chick?
Kat Timp, you seen her on Fox?
Oh, she had
News?
breast cancer. She has
Yeah.
breast cancer.
Did you see that post of hers? She posted something like it was like right after she gave birth and then had breast cancer, like went right from birth. It was like a
That's
crazy.
that's how she found out, was because she was pregnant.
Yeah,
So that would have been
that's wild. That's crazy. That was an intense post. I think I might even like started tearing up reading that. I was like, damn, this is intense. I don't know,
and
just
she's
like all
just
this
like, so, she's just like joking about it, and I mean, shit that I
breast
would
cancer
do,
is a
but
good stick. What's the deal with breast cancer?
everyone's
I don't have a punchline.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
she cute. Steve Forbes, he probably has some money, right?
You
I assume.
think?
Does he want to fund all my projects?
Yeah, see, that hair does look fake.
Oh, the Brett Weinstein, yeah. It looked even more
Mhm.
fake in this documentary. It's the color. It's like the forehead is too low. It doesn't look like a natural forehead. Cornel West, Michael Malice. I'll
Oh,
try to go to his
Jesus.
panel.
I'm not a Michael Malice fan. He got Spike. He was just in Florida.
Spike, yeah. Robert Malone, Peter Schiff, Mark Skousen.
You got the usual suspects.
Yeah, fair amount. Angela's gonna be there. McCardle.
Oh, I guess people were up in arms because she has bangs now. I don't know what the hell. I haven't seen her.
Oh, that's
I
a
haven't
big
seen her.
controversy. What if I
Yeah.
have bangs? I'm gonna go with bangs for solidarity with
Pee pee poo poo.
why don't you like Malice?
I just don't like him. I used to tolerate him when he was on Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld, but
Yeah,
he speaks about that anarchist lifestyle, but he is from New York, and as soon as shit, got too real, and he couldn't survive there, he just picked up and left to go to Texas. And he's kind of like, I don't know, like, I get that you want to be an anarchist, but don't keep like leaving wherever you are because,
yeah,
your city just went to shit, and you don't vote, you don't care. Like, he says he doesn't vote. That's fine. You don't vote, whatever. But I don't know. I don't like him. I've never really liked him.
yeah. I'll tell him you said
I'm
that
sure
if I have a
Tony
chance to.
loves him. Seems like up
Because
Tony's alley.
they're kind of provocateurs who trolls. They're trolls. They're both trolls
They're
in
trolls.
their own way, their own
Yeah.
unique ways. This is Freedom Fest in Palm Springs where I'm going. Paul was asking about that. And I'm going tomorrow through Sunday.
What did he say? Real wet? White? White? Is it really white?
He said that is a real
Oh.
lineup of who are these people? Who are these white people? They're not all white. They're just 85%, which is the preferred demographic, right? Amongst I don't know, Scott Horton. I'm going to try to go to his
Oh, definitely. You
thing.
have to go see Scott Horton.
I got to smoke with Scott Horton.
Oh, hell yeah, you do.
Again,
Take Dr. Pepper with you.
I've checked most of the I've lived a very charmed, blessed life in that regard, where I feel like I've pretty much met most of the libertarian people that I'd like to connect with, and also the Tedeschi Trucks world. Also, I've met the entire band basically and connected with all of them and the fans and crew and stuff. So I've been, I mean, people ask me sometimes, "Oh, you live in LA? Do you ever see celebrities?" Not like fucking we're out my window, but sometimes. But I'd rather connect with the Liberty people and the Tedeschi Trucks people. I like niche things that most people don't give a shit about.
Mhm. No, that's like a shit ton of people, but yeah, I
James
forgot, like, it's
Lindsay.
over. Okay.
I
Cool.
don't know if I'll go to his thing.
There are a lot of white people, aren't there?
Yeah, yeah, too many. We need to cut back a little bit.
All
I'm
these
gonna count.
men,
Yeah, too many
all these
men and too
white
many white
men.
people. What's going on with this guy? The rebel entrepreneur. This guy's like, oh, I can't click on this. He did actually invent the love sack.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You should ask him. You should ask him his take about massagers.
Yeah. Does he want to cuddle on this thing? It looks very comfortable. This guy
It's
speaks
a love
fluent
sack.
Mandarin, is a successful businessman, blah, 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 blah. You think you're better than me? Is he watching this right now? What is this?
He might.
What are his panels? Building the movement of capitalists for capitalism. Maybe I should go to that. I should go to this because this is like rich people who might fund me. It's not about you, Adam. Go to support
not
others
about
and learn something.
you.
This is Friday the 13th, so that could be. Is that bad luck to go to this panel, or bad luck not to
Is
go?
it
Are you
really? Is
Are you
it
superstitious?
yes and no? Do you remember chain letters? Remember like those chain
Yeah,
letters, like
of
they
course.
used to be old school? And so like you don't really see them anymore in the form of like how they used to come, but like they're still there. Like people when they like email or post about certain things and oh, you have to share this, with X amount of time within an amount of time frame or bad things are going to happen to you. Whenever I see
Yeah.
those posts, I'm like backspacing in my head, like, nope, 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 nope. I didn't read that. I didn't read that because I don't do chain letters and
Are you
some
superstitious?
superstitious,
Are you superstitious
sometimes
watching
like
sports?
no, like the other night when we were at the game, this guy turned his hat inside out and was wearing it all like, and it didn't help. He didn't start out that game the way. So like, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. When I played sports, I wasn't really like
Yeah.
superstitious.
I wish I was good and better at sports because then I could be superstitious. Like if you're good and then you're not doing well, it's because I didn't do this. But if you're like, you got to become good first in order to keep that routine of being good.
Mhm.
I am pretty sure I saw Mr. Belding on that list 5 different times. Didn't he die? And wasn't he like a pedo also? Should probably look that up before
I don't think so.
Mr.
You
Belding.
are
Thing
thinking
is
the
Screech.
guy.
Dennis Haskins.
You're thinking of the dad that was like from that
Seventh Heaven.
faith-based show.
Seventh
Yeah,
Heaven.
right?
Dennis
I didn't watch
Haskins
that either.
is Dennis Haskins. I thought he got in trouble for something. Maybe not. I'm sorry, Dennis Haskins and family of Dennis Haskins. Dennis Haskins controversies.
There's a whole controversial.
Oh, I think maybe what I'm thinking of is that he was just left out of like a reunion or something. Maybe that was the controversy. Like,
I don't know. I don't know,
irate
man.
after
I
being
don't
left
know.
out of Saved by the Bell reunion. Screech died though.
Yeah, I just watched the whatever documentary thingy majiggy that they had on him, like on Saved by the Bell, and how like he just could never. He just turned into a character of himself.
Dude, he's still alive, Mr. Belding, Dennis Haskins. So I thought he was a dead pedo. He's alive and has not committed any violent sexual crimes to my knowledge. He looks like a very jovial man when you Google him.
So who are
And
you thinking of?
I guess I combined Screech and maybe that seventh heaven.
But Screech wasn't a pedo. He was just
Oh yeah, he was
I don't
he made like porns or whatever. I
yeah.
think.
I don't
Yeah.
but he was of age. I don't think he did anything with underage people.
Yeah.
I could be
They're not
wrong,
all
but
libertarians at the thing. Some of them are apolitical. I think
they
there's some
are
like isn't
diverse.
Cornell West is like a left wing guy and a black
Yep.
guy.
And a black guy.
Yeah, there were a couple of black dudes on the thing.
How many were Hispanic? I didn't see any Hispanics.
Hopefully not too many. No, I think there were a few.
Not too many.
This is Pride Month. We have to make sure that we're checking all
Oh,
our
are any of them? I bet you there's not one gay, LBGQ2, blah 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 blah, plus people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to the riots downtown and make sure that they are practicing proper diversity and that everyone of all races is setting fires and throwing bricks because I wouldn't want there to not be equity.
You need to have equity. You
Yeah,
definitely do.
I'm
Rioting
gonna.
should be everyone's sport. Everyone partakes in that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, it's really coming down.
Everyone should have a brick. Not everyone could afford their own brick, so you have to.
Well, that's why
You
they
know,
bring them on pallets.
yeah,
They ship them.
yeah. Who's
Yep.
they? I would like to know who they is.
Well, Soros,
George Soros. He can't, but he can't carry bricks. He's an old man. Someone else has got to
he is a
be.
very old man. That's why he's got children and he's got worker bees. So
Maybe I could get into brick. You need a CDL for that or no to deliver bricks to rioters?
I don't know. Can't you use a regular vehicle? It would just
Yeah.
take you longer.
If I turn on my Uber app, my driving app, I could deliver bricks to the
Do
rioters.
you Uber? Do you Uber?
I did it for a minute.
Like,
I haven't done it. I haven't done it in a while, but there's a minute where I kind of messed around with it. Like I'm like, oh, let me see if I can make some money on some like July 4th or New Year's. I'm like, oh, let me drive on New Year's. I don't have plans. Let me fucking clean up here. And I did okay. But and I did some
yeah.
deliveries and stuff. But my inspection expired and fucking whatever, like all this shit. Like I don't know. I have to do all this.
Inspection. You
You
get
need
inspected?
like a for smog test in LA as part of Uber, or you need to
Oh,
like do it. You just do
Jesus.
or a car inspection. Those regulations are keeping us safe. I don't know.
Yeah. Florida tried that for like a couple of years and they did away with it. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. It was so stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, but I could turn on the app and then it will say person's name orders 50 bricks from Home Depot delivered to downtown. Do they tip? Are
That's
they
not
good?
a red flag or anything.
Is Antifa good tippers or no?
I don't do we even have Antifa anymore? Like
Whatever they are,
like
they're right. They have no name. Black Lives Antifa. Antifa Lives Matter. They don't
Antifa
have a
lives
name.
matter.
These riders have a name. They're not really anything. Anti-ICE. They got to stand for something. They can't just be against something.
Ices? They're Ices.
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 If
Like
they're
slushies,
against
they're Ices.
if they're against ICE, shouldn't they have something to do with heat? Huh? Their name? The ice melters.
So
What melts? What's melt
they're
the suns? The fires? I don't know.
you're onto something.
Yeah, I'll dive into it with the AI and we'll brainstorm later on that. But yeah, I'll deliver some bricks to them later. They might be good tippers.
How much longer do you think they've got it in them? Like,
How
do you
much
think they're in
money?
it for the long haul? Like, do you think they'll be doing it for months? Do you think they've got a couple of weeks left in them? What do you think?
Well, they seem to. I mean, what would they call it? The summer of love. So maybe this is summer of love part 2, potentially. You know, they come out when the weather is good, when they're bored and whatnot, and fucking just angry
That's the thing. You
dude.
guys don't have like hurricane season. You guys don't have like winter storms. Like, I guess that's the
Earthquakes is
perfect
not a
place.
season. Earthquakes is not a season,
Well,
I guess.
no. When's the last time you had an earthquake?
Not that long ago, but they're small. A lot of them. Like I feel this at least 2 or 3 this year. I felt, which I guess is kind of a lot. I don't always feel them.
Yeah, I guess like I liked it when they used to prepare you in school, like, just go under your desk.
When
Any kind of
this is kind of a sick thought. Maybe not entirely sick, but like as long as there's no damage and no one's getting hurt and it's not a really bad one, I kind of like earthquakes. I kind of like it's a kind of exciting, and I'm like, what's going on? This is happening. How long is this going to last for? and then it stops. I'm like in awe of them. It's like wow, the fucking ground is shaking because I didn't grow up with that, I guess. So it's like I'm kind of like amazed by them a little bit, and I kind of like them when they don't cause damage.
I'm sure there's
obviously.
people that are petrified whenever they feel a little shake, and you're like, oh wow, this is cool.
I guess I'm definitely nervous. Maybe I'm not petrified, but when it lasts longer, like I remember back in my former lives, I've been around in relationships when I've been with someone during an earthquake, and I had like good like man instincts where I was like being protective and shit. And I was like, oh, I was like proud of myself and shit, like being like instinctually, it's like, oh shit, look at me. I'm good in a
Not everyone
crisis.
can.
I
Oh, you're
default.
one of those.
I'm good in a
Yeah.
crisis, but like my regular life, I'm like crazy and neurotic and like over the top emotional artist. But in a crisis, I'm like real calm and shit.
You
Usually,
got it together.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, because you gotta be a man, etc. Enough of one.
Well, women can be men too, right? It's 2025.
Especially this month,
We can, especially this
July
month.
1st. Maybe not as much, but through the rest of this month. How many months are
It's a
in? Or
30 days, I want to
yeah,
say.
that's right. You knew what I meant to ask.
It's scary, but yeah, I did.
Speak my language. How many months are in a day? Do you know? How many years are in a month? How many decades are in a year?
Yeah, there's
Stop.
only 30 days this month.
Well, that's one less day to be a homo. No, you can. Everyone should be true to themselves. I've experienced
Well,
2 earthquakes in my life and hope to never experience one again. Were they bad? Were there damage? Did things fall off the ceiling? I I do like the meme where what does it say? Earthquake meter, and it's like that child's like glue arts and crafts thing with the eyes that bounce
the
up and down.
googly eyes.
Googly eyes, yeah.
Oh my god. It's amazing how much googly eyes could, like, entertain me. Like, people, like, go to stores and they just, like, slap googly eyes on everything. So, like, when
Yeah,
people go to the grocery store, they're, like, on everything. Like, and
yeah.
if they're out and about, they stick eyes on anything, and it's, like, entertaining. It's
I
humorous.
I've been, when I see Hitler pictures around, I take away the mustache and make him clean shaven. That's how I
You think
my
he's rolling
former
in his grave when that
yeah,
happens? You think he's just rolling in his grave?
yeah, I like to, because you get it. I give him a beard.
I get it.
Yeah,
Give him a beard,
yeah.
give him a long
Mine
hair, give him long
mine
hair and a
chops.
beard.
I'm sure that there's internet websites where you could pull
Oh,
up, like, 700 different, like, tiled images of, like, "Here's Hitler, blah, 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 as in a disco era."
oh, I'm
I
sure.
did when Courtney, I don't know if you saw, she did a deep dive on Mein Kampf a little bit or whatever,
No, I don't think I saw it.
the fun book, but, I don't know
The
where I
fun
thought
book.
of this idea, but I'm like, let me take a few Mein Kampf stanzas, sentences, text from it, and put it into Shakespearean English. It was pretty funny. I didn't post anything because I don't want to
You
encourage people.
should've.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
you should.
yeah, no, it's kind of funny to hear rants against the Jews in formal Shakespearean English. I'm
Oh,
laughing
you gotta
while
love
I'm
it.
being insulted and demeaned.
It's
We found out
you
that
know,
AOC is Hitler. In what regard did we find that out? Isn't she a commie? They're all
she's
commies. So
literally Hitler. She's
literally
literally Hitler. Yeah. You know,
Hillary
like, when everyone's
Clinton,
like, it's oh god. You don't see her at your Freedom Fest. Could you imagine?
big booty Latina.
That or a Clinton?
Yeah, I don't think they'll be
That wouldn't
there.
fly. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
probably not. So they've killed a lot of people.
You
So
think?
what's the deal with that? What's the deal with the Clintons?
What's the deal with
Allegedly,
all these dead people?
I've talked about it. I did the the AI Google whatever rabbit hole, and it just keeps spitting out list after person tied to the Clintons who's mysteriously died, and not just like stuff that sounds pretty bad. Like they would be, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, they're probably connected to that one, that one, that one, that one. Not just like this fifth cousin twice removed who was 85 years old died in a hospital after having some some believable thing. It's like 38-year-old man sobered drives into a tree. They killed that guy, that Democrat guy, Seth. He was
Mhm.
he was part of the WikiLeaks, the 2016 WikiLeaks, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
Seth, whoever.
Rich.
Yeah.
Seth Rich was his name, right? You kill
Something.
Seth
But
Rich, Hillary Clinton, fucking bitch.
there's a
Again, I
definitely a special place in hell for her.
I probably need to find Jesus, huh? I know Paul always tells me to.
You need to
The
find
concept of
Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, you that's a great conversation you can have with Spike because he has started like in the past couple of months has like he's Jewish, but like he has found
No,
like
I don't
this new. You
there's
don't
no
think he's
Jews.
Jewish?
Well, but I don't believe in the Jews for Jesus. You're either in or you're out. But not. I guess I'm softening a little bit. Everyone could do whatever the hell they want, technically. Like I'm,
It would be a good
living.
conversation to have with him because I felt like the same, like not I was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because, he is Jewish, but he's really diving into the
I
Christian
don't
like
think he was
Christian.
really raised Jewish. Though. I could be mistaken. I'll ask him, but I don't think he was probably not like bar mitzvah Hebrew school. Parents yelling at him and with New York accents. So I don't think he had the whole thing going.
Well, he did
I
name
didn't kill
himself Spike.
Jesus. What's that?
He did name himself Spike. Like
Is that his real name?
that
I
was
forget.
no, Jeremy, I believe is his
That's
real
right,
name, but
Jeremy
he
Smith. Yeah.
he wanted to be Spike his whole life, like when he was little, so it just stuck, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
My brother's name is Thomas, but, like, since he's the 3rd, um, we just called him TC, his initials, and, like, he was little and everyone would say, like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "TC," and they're like, "No, what's your real name?" And he's like, "TC." Like, he didn't know, like,
Yeah.
until he was old enough to know, but he was little. He just sent me a video today, and I'm like, "Oh my god." His daughters didn't wanna go to sleep, and they're little, like, they're 4, 2 and 4, 3 and 4, and since they didn't wanna go to sleep, he made them go out to the yard and put hula hoops, and he gave them a pair of scissors and told them to start cutting the grass since they were not tired and they didn't wanna stay in bed.
This was
So they were
who?
out. My brother!
You brought your
He sent me a video of his daughters, and he put 2 hula hoops out on the grass and gave them a pair of kid scissors and told them to cut the grass because since they weren't tired and didn't want to stay in bed, they were going to go out and do some yard work. He
yeah, no
literally
kids.
gave them like little scissors and like it's like I'm like, don't show this to mom. Don't send this to my mom. Just don't
Why
send it to
not?
her.
Oh, because scissors are
She would get
dangerous?
she would get so mad. No, it's not that. They were kid scissors. It's just like kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of mean. Like,
Oh,
it's
I think
not,
it's
but it
a great
is.
idea.
Well, it took them all of, like, 10 minutes, and they were like, "We're ready to go to bed now." So, it worked, but I'm just
Oh,
thinking, what
fuck
kind of
that. They gotta do the
psychological
whole fucking
warfare?
finish the whole yard and do the neighbors next and make money, and then as the parent, you get a cut of that shit. You pimp out your
Because
kid,
they're in
cut.
Eastern time, because 'cause they're down in Orlando, so, like, I looked at the time, and I'm like, "Yo, yeah, they should definitely be asleep by now," but nope, they were just YOLO. They were living their
I
best
asked
lives. They didn't wanna go to
I
sleep.
you grew up in Florida, right? I asked you that before?
Born and
So you
raised.
never shoveled no snow or nothing like that, so you don't know anything about what's
I
the
did
issue?
this past winter. We had snow down here.
I remember, yeah. Global
So I
warming, oh
shoveled.
no, Al Gore was right.
Yeah, I shoveled a little bit, but when I was in Canada, I never shoveled it. No, that's not a me task. That was never a
What's
me
the,
task.
what's the, like, cause I did snow shoveling jobs with my friends in the neighborhood as a kid and stuff in New York. What would be the Florida version of that? Is that like beating alligators out of the road or something with a broom? Baby
No,
alligators
I would
going to the
no,
road?
and everyone says that, but I've never seen an alligator up close. Like, I've seen them from afar, but it's not like I've ever just happened to, like, see one walking up to me or I've stumbled across one. So, but I guess what yours, like, would be like yard work. So, like,
Yeah,
mowing the
that's true.
yard, cutting the
Yeah, I guess
grass
yard
and
work.
stuff like that. Because we
Yeah.
just had one of our friend's sons, he's trying to save up money to go on a trip this summer, and, like, I said to Wilkins, "Let him cut the grass," but Wilkins is like, "I'm very particular about my grass." I'm like, "Who the fuck cares? Let the kid do it once and see if he does it right, and if he does, then, like, you know?" But yeah, like, he was hustling, like, my friend's son was like, she she was my friend was telling me that he came home with like $40 and she's like, Where'd you get $40?" And he's like, "Yeah, I went around the neighborhood and asked who wanted their yards to be cut." So he did like 2 yards, and so I'm like, "Hey, he's hustling, man. He's trying to make that money." So, but yeah, I guess it would be yard work. Pet sitting is a thing too. People pet sit,
Yeah. I wanna get
when
into
rich
I wanna
people
get into cat sitting. That would be fun and easy, as long as I don't gotta cut the nails right or give it weird medications or something.
like up the butt or something.
Whatever, I'm not a vet or whatever, I don't wanna fucking do all that shit, but I'll feed it and play games with it and
Play
clean
games
clean
with
out
it.
and
You'll
clean out the litter box or whatever. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give it a suppository. I mean, I guess I could
No,
be trained.
I did that when I was a teen. I watched, my brother did it, and then, like, he couldn't do it anymore, and my mom's like, "Oh, do you wanna do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's easy enough." Like, all I had to do was go and, like, it was for a cat, and they were, like, really, like, rich, and so they'd go on vacations, and, like, I just had to go and, like, in the morning, in the afternoon, and if I could hang out with the cat, so I did, and of course, the cat threw up all the time because it just had an issue, so I was cleaning throw up, but it wasn't horrible,
Yeah.
but it's good money, like, you
Maybe
don't
the
have to
cat
deal
was
with
hungover. Was the cat hungover the night before he went out to town with the other cats?
he was hitting the bar, he was hitting
Dude,
the
dude, there's
liquor
definitely an alligator sitting at a bar, probably in Florida right now, just smoking a
for
cigarette
sure,
and
for
ranting
sure.
with a MAGA hat on.
Do you miss the cold weather?
Do I miss the cold weather? Not really. Although last time when I was in New York was that this year in Feb? Yeah, I'm saying no, last year. Last year, February, late February or March. I did dress a little warmer and I found it quite tolerable. I'm like, oh shit, I could do this maybe. Because the last few times I went back and it was chilly or that I've been in Chile, I wasn't really properly dressed. But as long as I have the right clothing, I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't so bad. But I don't really miss it.
Until
Although
you're,
I do,
like, back in the swing of things and you're like, "Fuck this shit."
right, yeah. But sometimes I do like the cold air, the brisk New
Mhm.
York fall, late fall, early winter, cold air. It's kind of refreshing. I like
Mhm.
the four seasons, the hotel, the
Of course you
Vivaldi
do.
piece, and
Mhm.
the actuals. No, I do like all those things. But yeah, I don't know. This is fake shit out. This is fake life, California. With you don't really have seasons here. It's fake.
Mm-mm.
This is not
We
reality. This is why. That's why everyone's retarded.
we kinda have seasons, like, n like, there's no seasons in South Florida, but there's somewhat we have kind of, like, seasons here, so which is fine. It's just right. I feel like Goldilocks, like, it's just right.
Yeah, what is the climate there compared to, like, Orlando or Miami or
It can get down to the 20s. So, it
really?
yeah. Yeah. And so but it's gonna be hot, like, it started turning, like, what? April? It was, April to May, that's when we start, like, we go from, like, winter to, like, summer. There's no spring. We just, like so, until about September, October, so it's kinda, like, kinda hot through August, and then it starts getting cooler, but it's not too bad. But yeah, it gets
You're
down to the 20s.
you're Panama City, Miramar Beach kinda
Mhm.
area? That's actually a
Mhm.
little bit north of New Orleans, technically.
Mm.
Like just not by a lot,
Mhm.
by a
Not
couple
by
of
a
miles.
lot, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Mhm.
looking at the map. But you're saying it could get
Yep.
into the 20s there. Interesting.
Yeah, it
That's
snowed
wild.
here.
Yeah, that's crazy
But
town.
yeah, like fucking have to defrost my fucking car, which is annoying.
But how
I
could
was
that be?
using a what?
I was just gonna ask because you're further south than Los Angeles and San Diego, but yet it's not as warm there usually. Wild science, etc. Anyway, what were you
You can
saying?
ask
Your
about my
car?
sign. Oh yeah, like when I have to defrost it, it's annoying. I have seat warmers. I have to have the seat warmers. I have the steering wheel warmer because I'm that kind of a punk. Like I'm cold.
Yeah, that
I get
I
cold.
don't miss because I went to college in Syracuse, in central New York, upstate New York, and like dealing with the car shit and having to clear off your car and driving in the snow and slipping around. That was not as fun.
Nope, not fun at all.
Yeah,
Do we lose everyone? Are they still there?
I don't know.
Courtney is.
It's late. It's getting late. I don't know. You
I
can
don't know.
pop off whenever you want to. I know you're obviously
I'm
a couple of
good. I
hours.
got a little bit left in me. What
Yeah.
else? What else are we talking about? What
I
else?
have no
There's
agenda. What I was gonna say was Palm Springs is quite warm right now. Like
Mhm.
I have to sort of mentally, I feel like prepare for that. Although I guess I'll be indoors a lot, but
You actually
still.
might get cold. Take a light sweater, you never know.
Yeah, it's gonna be 104 high. Well, 104 high today, 103 high, 102, 101, 101, 101, 105 Sunday. High
And no
70s today.
rain. No rain at
No,
all.
no rain. What is the with this moon and the stars? Is that the weather? What does that what does that mean?
Are
This
you
means
looking at an Apple
it
app?
yeah, it just means what does
I
that just
don't
mean?
know.
Just
Oh,
means
it just
night?
means because it's oh my God, Adam.
Night.
Yes, because it's nighttime.
So the sun's not out. I see. They're not saying it's not sunny, it's just night.
You know what my favorite app though is? It's WTF. WTF forecast. What the
What is it?
fuck? Like it's WT forecast. It's amazing. Like it's funny. So whoever created that app has a sense of humor and it'll say like, like it'll have like a quote and then it'll say like, it's hot as balls outside, like you're gonna die today, like it's so hot out, like
Oh,
things like that.
that's fun. Maybe I should write that
Yep.
down.
WT forecast. It's in the app
W
store.
is it
And
a
you can put it to like mild language or if you want like the full like naughty language, like you can see it like the fucking ringing is really bad in my ear right now.
will it
But
say
yeah,
all of our
all the
favorite
bad
racial
words.
yeah, all of our favorite racial epithets?
Well, I don't think that, but
What
see
if
like
what
let
if
me
I
see.
what about with in-app purchases?
And I per-
Download the latest racial
see, it
epithets
says
and insults.
this is some proper fucking rain. That's
Yeah.
what it's saying. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's my
It's
favorite.
wetter than your mom when I'm around out there.
It's that's nice.
I
That's
don't
a
know
good
where
one.
that came from. I'm
It
proud of
came from
myself
your
for that.
mouth. You're
That was
very
good.
that was a good one. That was
That
a
was
good
a good
one.
one. Yeah, I don't know where. I'm proud of myself.
It's the vibrators, it's the
Yeah,
pie talk, it's
yeah,
Seinfeld. Like you're on
yeah,
a roll.
yeah. Something
On
like
a
that.
roll.
Maybe it's
You
the provisions talking.
it's hit the button.
What are provisions?
Provisions.
They're
Isn't
like
it
changes
like
in plans or something?
what is it?
An action of providing or supplying something for use. An amount, provisions. So provisions means like a supply of wine. It should just be
Okay.
provision, not provision. I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Maybe I'll get them on. Imagine
The
that.
boxed wine, the boxed
Yeah,
wine folks.
Yeah,
You
not to
show
be
up
the
to
seat.
Freedom Fest. Just show up to Freedom Fest with your box of wine.
What do I
Take
need to
some
bring out
selfies.
there? What? Yeah. Speaking of that, I haven't packed yet. I figure I'll maybe start that tonight. And maybe I mean, not that I have a lot to pack, but I want to bring. I have a big fucking suitcase, and I like my big fucking suitcase because it's big, and I'd rather have room, a little bit extra room in a big suitcase than stuffing everything into a
Oh,
small
yeah.
suitcase. But I am
Driving or are you flying? Are you driving or flying?
driving. I'm only a couple hours or so from Palm Springs.
So make sure you have like a good outfit, just like a nice going out outfit if you have to like get
Yeah, I need to wear.
dressy.
I need to bring dark pants because when volunteering, I have to wear dark jeans or slacks. So I'll have dark pants and whatever.
Mhm. But take
But
like a bathing suit or something,
yeah,
like,
I
you
was
never
to do that.
know.
Yeah, I
You
have a
gotta go
list
down
of
the
stuff.
list. Yeah. But, like, in terms of equipment and stuff, do you have to take stuff with you?
Not really. I guess not. Not really. Should I bring my guitar?
Wouldn't it be funny if you, like, showed up and, like, Tony was at Freedom Fest? That would be hilarious.
That'd be awesome.
That would
I'll
be
just walk
funny.
past him like I don't see him.
Okay, John Cena.
What do they call that? Not ghost. What's the word? What's the word when you just do that? Is it maybe it is ghost
It is. Like you're a ghost.
in
Invisible?
person? Yeah, like when you walk when you walk them and you pretend you don't see them. Is that ghosting too?
Invisible.
Am I
Is it
tripping?
invisible?
I don't know. Maybe ignoring. I guess ignoring. Yeah, yeah. I'm
You're
wondering if there's gonna
oblivious?
be. I wonder if there'll be people that I know that I don't know are going to be there. I guess that's kind of exciting. But I'm self-conscious about my giant suitcase because everyone's gonna be like, "What'd you pack? What are you packing for 20 days? You're only here for 5 nights. What are you moving in here? Nice big suitcase, asshole. What the fuck? What are you
Who
packing? You got a body in there?"
cares? Who
I know.
cares what they think? That's what you're worried
Yeah.
about? I think you have other things to worry about than
Yeah.
them being judgy about your Do you have to share a room with someone?
Your mom's in my suitcase. No, that one didn't work as well. No, no, I don't. I do have my own room, so that's good. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I also don't need to bring a lot. I'm not bringing like fucking um winter coats.
No.
Skis.
You don't need to take your fleece or your long johns or no, but you just take like a light sweater just in case because it'll probably be cold inside.
I'll probably start with I'm gonna bring my little suitcase and pack it inside the bigger suitcase like it's a Russian doll.
Why would you do that? That's crazy.
Just so I can have if I need to go you've heard George Carlin, George Carlin's stuff fit? Have you
Yes.
ever heard? Yeah. That's what he talks about. He's like, I had to take a little suitcase over to the other side of the island, and then I had to take that thing out of this. And reminds me of
Oh, we
that.
didn't deserve him. He was the best.
I guess so,
Man.
yeah. What would he think about all this stuff? It's hard to know. Like I could see it going in like we all on everybody wants to think that George Carlin would agree with them in the current year on their side. But I don't know if
You
that's
don't
necessarily true. That he would
think
just go along with the current
along
thing.
with
Like
it?
it's
Mm,
possible. I mean, he was generally left wing, but never really. I don't think he was ever really active in politics. He didn't. I don't think did he ever work on campaigns for any politicians
I don't think
or
so.
I don't think he was really an activist. He was more of a comedian and someone who would comment on things and whatever.
You know who's a real piece of work is oh my
I can
God, Howard
see on the
Stern. He is the
yeah.
worst. He just like whenever I didn't like I never really listened to him, but like when you see clips and stuff like of his show, he really like just gets that dagger in and just like turns it like he with from Metallica, he was on that show and he's like, oh, you had a really horrible upbringing, and he's like, yep, and like he's just going into it, like laying into it, like, yeah, your dad, he left, and yep, my dad left, and then your mom died of cancer a couple of years after he left you,
Yeah, he's
and
not. He's. I think also because he's like older and he's not like it doesn't sound like he's sensitive when introducing these topics, and it's kind of weird because they're not. Maybe I don't think they're personal friends to like just like go right in. I
Right.
don't know.
And it's like, he's doing it for ratings. Like he's doing it not to be sincere about it, but he's doing it to like, be like that shock
He's a
and
very
I don't know.
detached. He's a very detached person from reality. Howard Stern. It's like you said. It's sad to see. I was a fan and still love the best stuff
Mm,
from that he's done over the years and whatnot. And like late '90s, early 2000s, I guess would be kind of like when I listened somewhat regularly. Not ever really every. Well, there were times where I'd listen almost every day, at least a little bit. But
mm,
yeah,
I could do
he's
without.
gone crazy. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, I don't know if people would have predicted that he would become what he is, like, today, like
You don't think? Mm, I could see it in him. See, I've just never really liked him. I've never really liked him. So it's not like I liked him to a certain extent and then I didn't. My dog is senile.
yeah,
She's just walking around in circles.
maybe it's, exercise.
That dog
Duck,
doesn't
duck,
exercise anymore.
duck, duck, dog
Duck duck. Oh, did you hear
game.
about Phil Robinson, the Duck Dynasty guy? He passed away like last week.
No, I don't know
He was
anything about
old.
him or Duck Dynasty.
It was interesting.
I've heard of Duck Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, so he
What did
passed. That was a little sad.
what did they do on Duck Dynasty? That was a reality show where they,
Yeah, like because
duck
they have
they were duck
like
hunters?
duck calls. They got
Yeah.
rich with yeah.
They
Yep.
were they hunted duck
Mm-hmm.
for, like, Chinese restaurants or something?
No. Is that ew? Dogs too, huh? You think? There
Dogs eat
was
duck?
I was listening to Kill Tony from last week and there was a Pakistani guy on. I think he was from Pakistan. He's like, "What is with you guys here in the States? You guys you have an obsession with dogs. Like they're all over the place." And I'm thinking cuz they're our pets.
Yeah.
It was just really weird. Like I guess a lot of people are like that. Oh my god. It is way
Past your
past my
bedtime.
bedtime. I'm going to go soon, JC, cuz you are correct. It is past my bedtime.
Where does JC live? I don't know if I've
What is a JC?
Jesus Christ. He's a gender confused gender with a J.
We don't know
Courtney
what
Courtney said something
JC
Courtney said something else that
what?
he stands for. I forgot what it was. Oh my god, don't leave.
Oh my god, don't leave. Oh my god. Oh, you hear
Uh,
that?
that was thunder? Or is it the dog?
Yeah. No, it's
Uh,
thunder. Thunder.
really? I thought it was
Thunder.
like
Yeah.
it sounded like a mic was something like that,
Nope.
maybe.
No, my mic died. It's on the
Yeah, I hear
floor.
that thunder, but it just sounds like mic rustling. Rumble, rumble,
Mm,
rumble. I do miss thunderstorms. I did like thunderstorms as a kid.
me too.
Those memories, like, really do kinda jump out at me as, like, very visceral and, like, the
Are
smell
you
of
an
the
only child? Or did you have siblings? You
I
have
have an older
siblings?
sister.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, so
But I
you're a
also
younger one too.
yeah. It all makes sense now. I don't know.
I'm a middle child, so it all makes sense on this end.
What does that mean? Middle
The middle
child
child?
gets lost in the
Mm,
fray or something?
kind of, sorta, yeah.
Yeah, what are
Yep.
what's the archetype of a middle child?
But you know what? I feel like I don't fit that mold because I'm the only girl. Like so I have two brothers. So I feel like it's a little different for me. If I had all sisters, then I guess it would hold true like the whole saying about middle children. They make wine after they're like the middle child wine. Like there's for middle children. Like it's a whole thing.
What is the archetype of a middle child? 2 sentences.
Are you
Include
serious? You can get that specific?
stereotypes. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't want this fucking reader giving me a fucking essay here. The middle child archetype is often seen as the overlooked peacemaker, striving for attention and balance within the family. Stereotypes include rebellious, independent, or feeling neglected compared to their siblings.
And see, I really didn't feel that way. But again, I'm the only
You
girl.
fucking lie, Grok. No. I'm crashing. Have a great night, everyone. Great show. Love you too. Love you too, Paul. May you make many more
Love you
sales.
too, Paul.
We're all like
Yes.
emotionally invested in Phoenix Sales 85.
Phoenix Sale 85. We are. We
I like,
wanted to continue and to thrive and do good things. Like have you been watching his YouTube channel? It's amazing.
I click on it.
His
I keep tabs.
his eBay, I catch up on it like every Monday. Is it Monday morning? I usually catch up on it because he puts it out on Sundays. It's fun.
Yeah.
He says that
I watch
he's
it. It's like
he
he's
said
like a
that
different
I've had it.
person. He's like a different
Yes.
person that I've seen. What are you
What are
saying?
you trying to say? What are you trying to say? He's a
We're
different
all that way.
person.
No, we are. It's kind of the sign of the times. Like I feel like I'm 5 different people on 5 different shows and fucking different platforms and social media and at work and at this event and with this circle. Like it's all me. What were you
It's
saying?
all
Something else.
you. Oh, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm getting all wonky.
Wonky.
But what else? So
What
yeah, I
else?
was hoping to hear that you were going to be rioting with your fellow Los Angeles peoples, but
I'm going to I hope a bear gets loose. I like when a bear gets loose into a suburban or in a heavily populated area because that's always fun. That's good news. Maybe the bear will reunite everyone, clear everyone out, so I could take down ICE and the rioters all with one swipe.
what is it? One false swoop.
Dude, I got an idea. What about an animated movie where it's like you get a gator from Florida and a bear from California, and maybe there's some kind of like political thing, and the alligator is like a Trump person, and the bear is like maybe like a liberal, like or something like that,
Oh Lord.
a vegan bear,
A
or they
vegan
could.
bear?
I'm not. Yeah, he's a vegan bear. And he would definitely be like a outcast or something. I don't know. I have to think about this more, but I think maybe there's something in there with
There's a
with the
story there. There's a
yeah.
story there.
Animal from they made online maybe or something, and then they
Oh
go on
my
adventures.
gosh.
They have to fix the politics. They need to learn from each other to fix the politics in their local states.
Oh yeah, you're taking it to a whole other level.
The bear needs to bring marijuana decrim to Florida, and Florida
Decrim.
needs to
Yeah.
bring low taxes to California.
Look at
Non-riot.
that.
There's no riots in Florida. Florida, are there?
Not
Do you have,
yet.
where would they would be most likely in which city?
Miami, probably. Or Orlando, but probably mostly Miami.
There's more. Miami's a much bigger city, obviously, than Orlando. But
And
don't you get like
I think one of the either sheriff or police captain said that he wouldn't follow Trump's orders.
yeah?
So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure it'll start down there.
And it's just left. It's just left. I mean, forget even the paid agitators. It would just be left leaning activists already existing there.
Trump took that area though, which was shocking. Like they actually he flipped that one area. Although there's people who are saying like now Elon should just come out and say like, you know, how he rigged the election, because that's what everyone's saying is that Elon rigged the election for Trump.
What are the
So
demographics? I was gonna ask, what are the demographics of like the left wing activist in Miami? Because like obviously a lot of the Cubans are not left leaning and they're anti communist and largely
Right.
Florida and is
So
red and
I would think
Miami more so.
maybe they are on the darker side.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's not so much Cubans.
Right.
maybe
BLM
other
types.
Hispanic. Yeah. And other
Other
Hispanic.
Hispanic. Other
Mhm.
Hispanic. BLM types. White ladies. White ladies
Mhm.
and beta males.
Mhm.
Fun
With purple
group.
hair.
Fun group. I watched this
Oh, Lord.
documentary yesterday. This is all fresh in my brain, and somewhat seems relevant to the conversation. But it was called the revisionists or something like that. I forget what it was called, but basically, it was like whatever you think about James Lindsay or whatever, there's plenty of criticisms. But him and this group of people, they submitted like a fake academic paper, and it like got
Mm.
through, and it was just like ridiculous. Like it was just so.
Oh,
They
that's
just
crazy.
used, like, all the buzzwords and, like, it, like, got through. It was pretty wild.
That's crazy. What was
Education.
that? What
It was a
what was
documentary.
it? Oh,
I forgot what it was called. But there was a bunch of good documentaries for sure that I watched.
you like the
Cool.
docs. I like the docs
Well, I
too.
had to I like
Great
them too,
docs.
but I had to watch them for the film judging. What's cool is
It's
that
okay. My
I was
dog is
saying
like
that
literally under my feet. Go lay down. Jesus. It's
I
just
watched all
rain.
What about the thunder? Is there lightning too?
I haven't seen it.
I miss lightning bugs. Did I talk about that already?
No. You
Yeah,
said that you miss storms though.
yeah, that I was gonna
Lightning
get to
bugs are cool.
you call them lightning bugs or fireflies? Is it the same thing?
I call them lightning bugs. You call them fireflies?
I think I call them lightning bugs, but they mean this. But I think maybe I use both, but I'm more of a
I
lightning
don't know.
bug. That sounds,
That's that should be for Twitter. What lightning bugs
yeah.
or fireflies?
You're tweeting that right now?
That's interesting. No, you do it. I was writing it down though, just in case.
I really tweet that?
It's funny, huh? You should. You should do a poll. Is it fireflies or lightning bugs?
I should do more polls because polls people can vote, but you can get engagement without having a like, retweet, or whatever. It's just another way to.
You should do that.
Uh,
That would be cool. What do you think? Which one would win?
all right, let's see
I
if I
think
can do this.
lightning bugs would win.
Yeah, no one's voting in this, but I'll try.
How do
Do
you know?
you? Yeah, I shouldn't. I assume too much about things. It's not for me to say. You just got to
But
put
for
it out into
real.
the universe, wherever it is.
Exactly.
You got to be. I don't know. Do you call them light? Is lightning bugs 2 words or what? 2 words, right?
It's 2 words, I believe.
It's
Yeah.
fireflies. Maybe I
It's
should.
firefly?
I want to ask Grok, are they the same thing? Because then they're gonna be like, idiot. They're 2 different things.
Which one do you prefer? I guess that's a safe route. Which one do you prefer?
Prefer for what? To hang out with?
Yeah.
To go to dinner with? To have a nice conversation with?
Oh my gosh.
Are fireflies and lightning bugs the same? One sentence. Are the same.
I like how specific you are.
Both are named because it's fucking will give me a life story, or it might. Both are named for bioluminescent beetles. I like that word. Bioluminescent.
Now you're gonna
Oh,
start calling it that.
dude, I'm using that word totally randomly tomorrow.
You should put that in the poll. Is it lightning bug? Is it what do you call it? What did we say?
Which is your
Fireflies or
favorite?
the illuminous?
Oh, I'll put it in the. I could put it in the question. What do you call? In terms of, no, I'm not gonna say bioluminescent. I'll put it in the comments. Hashtag bioluminescent. I'll do hashtags. People don't even do hashtags anymore. Elon specifically
Yeah,
said not.
why do they not do them anymore?
because there's no purpose for them because you could just see, you can just whatever's trending or whatever you want to search, you just search it. Like, why do you need a hashtag to like do a search? You don't need to put a hashtag in a search bar for any website. You don't put a
That's
hashtag
true.
into Google or any web page.
That's true.
All right.
Did you do it?
Lightning, bugs, fire, flies, days. We got to keep this poll up for the maximum amount of time, right? 7 days.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So I can retweet it every day. I'll retweet it again. We'll see. Do you call them
I'll retweet it.
lightning, bugs, or fireflies? Hashtag bioluminescent. Choice 1, lightning bugs. Choice 2, fireflies. Post. I got to promote this too, right?
Are you gonna promote it?
That's a good use of my. Do you call them lightning bugs? I'm just checking the grammar 700 times. Spelling. All right.
Oh, there they are.
We're up and running. Adam or
Damn it.
Mountain Lion? Who's still here? Bots. Is George Soros here?
I don't know. Are they?
I'd like to take this time to again apologize to Richard Belding, aka
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Alive and not a pedophile. Good way
Like,
good way to
like,
be.
Sorry about that. I what do you call it? I retweeted it. I voted. Did you vote?
Oh,
Can you vote for your own thing?
No.
Well, change it if you messed it up. What did you do?
I'll post it in my here. There we go. I guess I could have made it a poll in the thing, but it's more. Why not tweet it? Twitter X.
X Twitter X.
Hashtag bioluminescent.
You're such a dork. Oh my gosh.
I like this. I like this show because I can do anything. This needs. I guess I need to have I can do anything platform.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
I'm the youngest child. I'll ask what the youngest child stereotypes are.
Being brats.
Oh yeah, maybe. What are the youngest child? It says it change if it's of 2 kids, of 3 kids. I mean, obviously it changes, but
yeah, dynamics.
I'll be specific. Youngest child of 2.
Yeah.
Stereotypes and archetypes.
I bet you were a big dictionary kind of guy. Encyclopedia.
I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says "Big Dictionary Guy." Walk around with that.
Ask me anything.
Was I a big? What did you mean by that? Before I got distracted with jokes.
Because you like to ask Grok, so you probably like to research. Obviously, you probably were into researching to an extent.
This is just more efficient, so you get quicker. So it's better. Like I don't Google everything. Like when I'm out at a bar or when I'm out with out and
yeah, it's not like you're
people be like, oh, what blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh, we could just look that up. I'm like, yeah, whatever. When I'm home and I have the browser open, I guess the youngest child is often stereotyped as the baby of the family, perceived as spoiled, attention-seeking, or less responsible due to receiving more parental leniency. Archetypally, they may embody the free spirit or trickster, characterized by charm, creativity, and the tendency to challenge norms, as seen in figures like Loki and mythology. Okay, I guess that's me exactly. God damn it. I didn't want to be stereotyped and archetyped, but I guess it's all true. Or at least
it's all true.
No, there's elements. What did it say about the middle child? Because I don't think I was that, and I'm not that. Over the overlooked peacemaker. I don't do that in my family. Striving for
You're
attention.
You're not the middle child, though.
Striving for attention and balance within the family. I don't balance it. I didn't really think about balance within the family. Did
You didn't
you
like try
gave
to keep the peace. Like you didn't like you were like total chaos. You just want chaos to ensue. Like I don't like conflict. So I try everything I can to like de-escalate situations and I
I'm more
don't like
that way
conflict.
now.
I've
But
always been that way.
within my family, I didn't really have that role, I don't think.
I would instigate, like I would be like, that kid that was instigating, but if it was like real shit, I was de-escalating as much as I could because
I
I
would
just
make
did not.
jokes. I think I make jokes. I think that's
Yeah, but,
probably
like, if you
more
saw,
like
like if you had, like if you were witnessing like, my parents didn't fight a lot, but, like, my aunt and my uncle did, and, like, if they were arguing, I would, like, take a walk. I'm like, "I'm out of here," because, like, I just did not like to be, like, put in a situation like that. So,
my parents
you
would
know.
yell and kinda, like, be loud sometimes and get annoyed with each other, but anytime they would have, like, a real like, I never saw it. Like, they did a really good job at, like, keeping me and my sister, I think, shielded from any sort of, like, real they would just have all that shit have they
Are
when
they
they
still
were
together?
yeah, they did all the shit behind closed doors. The only
Yeah.
reason I even know that they would have disputes was from my grandmother. But otherwise, they kinda shielded me from that, but, like, outwardly, I kinda thought of them as, like, you know, "What'd you leave this light on for? What's this doing?" You know, I was just yelling at each other about dumb shit kinda thing, but if it was, like, a
Which is
real serious
normal.
yeah. Not
If
in
my mom got
Waspy
quiet
Waspy
if my mom
Waspy
got quiet, it was bad. If my mom got super quiet, you're just like, "Oh, shit."
yeah. You what
And I
did
don't know
you
about you, but, like, if one kid got in trouble, all of us were getting in trouble. Like, we would if one of us was getting in trouble, the other 2 were, like, trying to, like, leave the house or, like, hide because it was like a domino effect. Everyone's getting in
I
trouble for
don't
something.
with 2 people too, it's me and my sister was you don't really have that dynamic, but I do remember, like, there were times where, like, we'd both kind of be in trouble, and if you, uh, didn't do the thing that was as bad, you kinda got away with a little bit more. It's like, "Oh, at least I didn't fuck up like that," and I was on both sides of that at times either, too, but, like, I remember that was helpful. I'm like, "Oh, at least I'm not they're focused on her right now and not some dumb shit I'm doing."
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
I'd be so
No, I
much
used
better at
to
life if I went through it again. Like, I'd be so good at, like, being a son
everyone
and
would,
fucking
everyone
and
would.
fucking I'd be first trumpet and shit. I would be like, "Oh, let me practice my scales more," and be like I'd be so much better at Little League and, like, I would've
You
fucking
only
I
get
would
one shot.
yeah. There's a good episode of The Twilight Zone about this.
Oh,
A
that used to
stop
like creep me out. The Twilight Zone used to creep the shit out of me. Like it just
Yeah,
used to
because
creep me out.
it's so visceral. It's one of those some of the episodes, I mean, it's hit or miss, some of the episodes, but some of them are more, like, kinda, like, plot based, and it's like, "Ooh, that twist at the end, I didn't see that
Yeah.
coming," kinda thing, but the other ones that were just this visceral, eerie feeling that kinda like you were describing, and this was kinda
Mhm.
like one of those. It was was it Stop at Willoughby? I think was the episode? Is that the one where the guy goes back to his oh, no, that's not it. But it was the one where the guy goes back to his, like, childhood, and he could see his, like, 10-year-old, 11-year-old self, like, he was trying to, like, relive it, but he couldn't relive it again, and he had to, like,
Yeah.
let his younger self it was eerie. The Twilight Zone is awesome as hell, but the scariest episode, I've seen is the one called The Obsolete Man. That was awesome. That was one with, Burgess Meredith from Rocky. Remember Rocky, the movie? He's
Oh
it's like
yeah.
his manager, "Hey, Mick, you gotta" he played a, what did they ban books or something? And then he was the last person who, like, wanted to read or something. That's one of my favorites. That was a good one. Yeah, there's a few of them
And
that
I
I
always
really
it always used to be
remember.
on like late in the middle of the night and you're like up and you're not supposed to be up watching TV because you're like I was little and I'm like it used to just creep me out. Like Annie Lennox used to creep the fuck out of like it that chick like scared me. Like the Sweet Dreams video used to scare the shit out of me, and I was like, I slept in my parents' room for like 3 months because it like weirded me out so much. I don't know.
I'm just
I
trying,
can hear the song and I could just be like, "Nope," and I turn it right off. I
dude.
used to
I'm
walk out of stores. If it came on in stores, I'd fucking walk right out of the store. I'm like, "Nope,
Do
that
you
bitch
think
was
there's
scary."
do you are you like I can't help but like think of like some kind of like Freudian shit or like some childhood trauma. It's like that song was playing when my parents were arguing and I was locked in the car for 40 minutes. Like but sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's just like, oh, the video was creepy and I didn't it just looked like
That's
demonic
what it
or
was.
like
It was just
kind of thing.
it just seemed really creepy and I just wasn't about it. But yeah, like I mean, ugh, I don't know.
That song was playing when my dad drove off in his car out of his windows and he never came back and it was the last song I heard. I just realized
I
that's with
got
my therapist.
I got my husband the best shirt for Father's Day. It says just a dad that came back with the milk or something like that.
Yeah, what?
Because that
Oh,
whole
yeah,
like
yeah,
because the dads that go for milk and they don't come home. So like
yeah,
just a dad who came back with the milk, like something like
yeah,
that. Like got him one of those dad shirts. But
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go.
Men could breastfeed now, so there's that
It's
too, so
2025 and a half, so
yeah,
of course they can breastfeed.
yeah. You said you were gonna go, do it.
Okay. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, for sure, we'll do it again soon. Maybe we'll get a crew
Absolutely.
on. We could get it
Yeah,
we could
man.
maybe we'll get the band back together. I'll
We
figure
will
out who
get the
the
band
band
back
is.
together.
Yeah, this is
Have a
fun
good
because I like
time.
oh, thank you again. Get some sleep.
Thank
Bye
you.
byes. Bye byes. Oh, what's up? Who's still here? It's me and you, Michael Coulter. Are we playing Jackbox now? What are we doing? Play music, Jackbox, drink more wine, call it a night. Should I start packing? Oh man. Probably. I did my laundry, so I'm proud of myself for that. That's good. Um yeah, maybe I'll call it a night. If people are I forget that it is insert whatever time it is on the East Coast, so it is getting later. I pulled up Twilight Zone. Top episodes. The Hitchhiker. That was a great one. Eye of the Beholder obviously is a classic. Uh I like the Howling Man. Do you remember that one? Adam, I think they all went to bed, man. Like I said, it's just me and you. And 5 bots. 5 bots. We forgot to play Jackbox. We forgot to do insert thing. Did anyone else vote in my poll? 50-50, 4 votes. That means 2 people voted. Math. So I told you I was good at math. To Serve Man is a good one too. Yeah, that was excellent. Yeah, I remember that. To serve man as a meal. That I remember. Yeah, there's a few going. What other ones they got here? I guess I can close the massagers tab. Do call them lightning bugs or fireflies. I'm setting the internet back. Hashtag bioluminescent. I'm just proud of the hashtag. I don't even care about the poll or the results. It's all about it was a vehicle for me to use that hashtag and to use a hashtag, I think. What other Twilight Zone episodes? No, the Howling Man. I was saying it was one of my favorites, where the guy is in the woods and you're in Europe or something, and it's raining and he goes into this creepy like castle with these like weird hippie monk looking dudes, and they say they have Satan behind bars, but he doesn't believe them. He thinks they're weirdos in a cult keeping some guy prisoner, but it really was Satan in the end. Spoilers. Spoilers, yeah, the Hitchhiker. Maybe I'll watch that. World of His Own. So good. Rod Serling is a better writer than me. Like, how did they even come up with this shit? There was like no There's no fucking formula. No, Howling Man is the one where the guy turns into the devil at the end. Correct. Thank you, Shannon Lee. Cruel Spark, Instagram and Twitter X. Yeah, the Howling Man is the devil at the end. So cool. There was like no formula. Like that's like before like I guess radio. I think that's where they got these stories from, and they were able to develop these television scripts from radio. I'll share what I'm looking at. Might as well, right? Share screen, window. That's not what I want to share. My calendar. Dox myself. I'm gonna share a tab. Let's dox myself. What was on that calendar? Anyway, dentist, Freedom Fest. Entertainment. Oh, there. Where is it? I'm losing the plot. I wanted to pull up this picture. This picture of the Howling Man. The Outer Limits. I never watched The Outer Limits. When a stranger stumbles into a castle on a stormy night, he's torn between the influence of a radical monk and a mysterious prisoner who just might be the devil himself. Moody setting, terrifying concept, overtly horror-leaning episode. Both of the authoritative characters are so convincing that, like a man caught in the middle, you'll likely believe whichever one last spoke. That's the key. I'm getting goosebumps just reading that and thinking about that. Damn. Despite the two of them making diametrically opposing claims. Few Twilight Zone episodes feel more appropriate for a scary movie night than this mind-boggler that leaves you guessing while raising the hairs on the back of your neck in one fell swoop. I'm getting goosebumps just reading this. I also have a fan on me, but some of these I don't remember, at least not off the top of my head. I remember of these episodes. To Serve Man. There's To Serve Man. To Serve Man. Will the real Martian please tell? A lot of these were obviously political themed, even. Monsters on Maple Street, about the Red Scare. There's the eyes of the beholder. It's a Good Life. The Invaders. Monsters are due on Maple Street. Time enough at last. Anyway, I guess we'll wrap it up here now that I've said enough. Done enough. Thank you, Michael Coulter. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, peeps hanging in the chats. Appreciate it. Yeah, follow, like, subscribe. At Inspired Vibes Lounge, Instagram, and at Adam Choit, Twitter. You're welcome, Adam. No, you're welcome. You are welcome. All right, cool. We'll do it again soon. Peace.